Do you hear that? That's the sound of Tales of Aneria, episode 46.
Woo!
Yeah, woo!
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yep, it is. It's going to be a good one. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a fun week. Hopefully, we had a nice day off. It's Memorial Weekend for us, or it was. And now we're back and ready and willing to continue, hopefully. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is the dog okay?
You can smell the beef jerky.
But let's go ahead and start off with a recap. Who would like to tell us what happened last time?
The fall of Anabraxis.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. So Anabraxis and the rest of the Triumvirate, including Malacrest Greenwood and Galena Spokewinter, the Loxodon who runs the Tower of Duty. No, sorry. Sorry.
Someone in the Discord.
So what are the towers? I thought they were
Brasshole.
Anna Brassel, yes.
That was a good one.
You're not wrong.
That was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
But the three of them
The sun
came out into the hallway.
The son of the sun.
Order, Law, and Truth?
Yeah, Order, Law, and Duty.
Duty.
Yes.
He said duty.
I wrote Truth for some reason.
I mean,
Fixed it.
they're all buzzwords for lawful good paladins, let's be honest here. But anyway, Anabraxis came out, spoke with you guys for a moment. He wasn't really convinced that you were up to any good, and you really weren't hearing any of his arguments either, so a fight ensued. You did manage to convince Galena to step away.
And beat the crap out of the other guy with the help of
Yep. Zolvric
But I could
handled the
not
mage.
counterspell his teleport,
No.
so he got away.
The mage's teleport,
I'm
not
sorry.
That's what I meant.
Zolvric's teleport. Yeah,
I'm
I just
sorry.
wanted to make sure we were on the same page there. Yeah,
We are all very disappointed.
Mhm, yes.
I'm used to it. I get comments every day on my YouTube videos about how disappointed people are that I made one choice and not another. Get in line.
But anyway, you guys beat Anabraxis. You defeated him, killed him, that sort of thing. There was no mercy. You took his head off with the tempered mercy.
Whoops.
I've
So there
never
was
seen-
plenty of mercy.
That
It
is-
wasn't very true.
I've never seen
weapon
a decapitation with like a mace, essentially, or a flail.
You get your first seer, I suppose.
I suppose, to be fair, I've never seen a decapitation
Ever.
with
Yeah.
with any weapon ever. But
Let the meat cake.
anyway, that
Yeah,
was-
usually by the time the
impressive.
head comes off with the
Thanks.
mace, it's always just like mist, typically. This episode's getting demonetized, isn't it? But after that, you guys went up to the top. After leaving Galena a note to come back, or to talk to you later, kind of explaining what happened, what's been going on, what Anabraxis didn't tell her. And then you went up to the top of the tower where the beacon was on fire, and then cracked, and split open, and dropped a god out of it.
It was an egg.
An egg?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an
It was a
egg.
godson.
Lurian.
Yeah, Lyrian. The Son of Dusk is his moniker, in case anybody forgot.
Also son of
Son.
sun.
Son of the Sun.
Son of the Sun. Yep.
Lurian, son of Sun.
You also learned that Anabraxis was his brother, the Son of Dawn.
Son of the Dawn.
And you also found out that he was not all there, and his because his mother, the moon, Lunera, was gone. And none of you really knew who the moon was, or what a moon was, except for Bolt.
What is a moon?
Yeah. But
That's
he left, the beacon went dark, and you guys got to see your first glimpse at a true night's sky. The twinkling stars beyond, and just a miasma
beautiful.
of nebulae.
Cue careless whispers.
Yes.
We can make our own constellations. That's exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
we're
true.
the first, right?
Oh, I mean, they were.
I mean, I guess
There's like a
everybody else
dozen-
Oh my
is
God,
looking
I-
up there too, but
I thought you meant literally. Like I want to put a star here and one here. I was like, we're not that powerful.
not yet.
I mean,
Well,
maybe
yeah.
We're
one
level
day,
20.
but
I wish that there was a constellation. That's your one use of wish on that scroll. That's good enough.
I want it.
But after that, you reconvened on the Greatest Treasure with the rest of the assault party, who very quickly considered their the disarray that they put the Arcanum through a success, and then promptly broke apart into groups and scattered to the winds, as to not kind of give any sort of force that they could retaliate against. And you guys made your way across the river, across the river to just the edge of the Pouncewood Prairies, where you spent a nice night chatting with people. Lyra stole your broom, among other things, your heart, for example. I think she stole that. But Bolt and Cascas and Callie and Helm all spoke together. Bolt kind of explained what he knew about Callie, what he knew about Helm. And Ezra had a good brother-to-brother moment. A good brother versus brother moment, not compared to the normal kind. Yeah. And then, of course, Seredan and Eve enjoyed a very pleasant night under the savannah.
I know this much is
the true. Does that actually happen? Just like at the end, you're just like, hey.
No. Oh yeah. Exactly. We just yeah.
Nice.
You just did a fist bump.
Yeah, we just went and looked at the stars and never mind. I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say because it was gonna sound. Anyway.
And that brings us to the next morning.
I'll tell you later.
Everything is bright out here in the savannah. There's not really any trees blocking the way. The sun is shining overhead, and we'll go ahead and start with Seredan and Eve. You wake up to the slow growl of something.
Was it our stomachs?
No, it happened. You open your eyes thinking it might be your stomach.
You're starving.
And you see there is a lion stalking towards you. Yeah, full on a male lion, so full mane and everything. Okay. It's just kind of like stalking through the grass. It stops as soon as like your head turns to look at it. Yeah. And it just sits there and waits, hoping that you'll either forget about it or waiting for you to make a move so that it can make a move.
And Victor runs out of the forest butt naked and tackles it.
There's no forest here.
Dang it.
It's just tall grass. Clever girl.
Like, hello, kitty. What are you doing here?
It takes another step forward.
Okay. I'll summon Scalebreaker into my hand and kind of nudge Eve and be like, "You seem to have a visitor."
And as soon as you summon a weapon with magic, it will like stop and do that little like, and then book it off.
One of the trio is gonna eat you.
We mean you no harm.
Did you recognize that one?
You've never seen a lion before, actually.
What was that thing?
Had I?
Yeah, you've probably seen one. I mean, you live close to the prairies.
Okay, sure. It was a lion. They're sort of cousins to, the claw, I suppose. Or panthers and such. Big cats. I don't know if it was trying to eat us or what. Should we follow it?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we should.
Let's go.
Don't kill the messenger.
Okay.
Now we're the hunters.
Go ahead and give me
With
a
no
pair of
I have no
survival
intention
checks.
of
Hunter
hunting
versus
this.
hunter.
What was it? Sorry?
Survival.
Survival.
I need to get my babies.
Wow. That's a 5.
Survival?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, please. That is a 18.
18.
It makes sense that she would.
Yeah. Seredan basically goes, "Let's go," and then she runs off in the opposite direction of where the lion probably
I
went.
went that way. Oh, right. Sorry.
And Eve, you actually do, you kind of follow the trail that it left through the grass, because obviously the tall grass kind of parts and doesn't immediately spring back up. And it ends up, you end up following the trail and it circles back around towards the tree that you guys were sleeping under. And by the time you get there, you do see the lion lounging in the little flattened area where you guys had made during the evening.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I will cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Excuse me.
No, excuse me.
My name is Eve.
Nice to meet you. This is my tree.
Oh. We didn't mean to offend you.
No, it's just my tree. No offense. And he takes a claw and he just scratches the tree a little bit to mark it a little bit more.
It's a very nice tree. I had quite the time beneath it.
It is a nice tree.
What is your name?
Lionel.
Seems fitting. Well, As I said, my name is Eve, and I am the voice of the wild.
Oh, and he kind of like stands up a little bit and kind of does like a little like stomp with his feet for a moment, and then kind of bows his head.
You told him you were the voice of the wild, didn't you?
I did.
I can tell.
Yeah.
It is very nice to meet you.
It is nice to meet you as well. I've never been to this area of Aneria before.
Love it. Well,
Hashtag flat Aneria.
flash.
No.
Right, of course, flat Aneria. That's everybody knows that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it's a very wonderful place. I could show you the best hunting grounds, but maybe the second best hunting grounds. The best are for me.
Well, ask him if he was going to try to eat us.
Were you going... I assumed that you would never eat the voice of the wild.
Of
but
course not. No, that would be terrible.
Did you have intentions of attacking us?
Scaring you off. I mean, it is my tree after all.
Are there others like you?
Nobody around here. I would know because I would scare them off.
You're the only lion.
Well, I mean, here in my territory, yes.
I see.
Until I find my wives, but
Wives?
yeah, I mean 3 or 4 would
That
be
sounds
nice.
like a lot of work.
Well, they do most of the work. It's just
We should have named you that other name.
Brigham.
you can't reference it, or else we have to talk about it.
See the bloopers.
But you know, I mean, it's a work in progress. Everything's developing at a nice pace, I would assume.
What does that even mean?
I mean, I've put out the the markers and everything that I'm looking for a mate, and hopefully I'll get one soon.
Would you like me to help you?
I thought you were going to ask me if you would like to be one of them. That
Are you
would-
propositioning me?
I mean, the voice of the
sorry,
wilds
but,
would be a great. Oh, my apologies.
Just Tuesday.
I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it means the answer is no. Yes, no.
This just means no.
Yeah.
Yes. From now on, no.
No.
Lions don't know what a ring is. No, I think I'm okay. I will find them in my own time. It's part of the process.
Very well. I'm just saying, as the voice of the wild, perhaps I could put in a good word for you.
I mean, if you do see any lionesses, please do put in a good word for me. Just tell them where I am and how dashing I am and how I scared you off. That would be very helpful.
We were so frightened.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, so the big tree in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
Okay,
mhm,
that's the address.
mhm. Yeah.
I see.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I'm sure they'll find it.
Wonderful. Now, if you don't mind, I do have a lot of things to do today. He lays back down. So enjoy your day, and it was nice to meet you.
Absolutely. May I ask, before I leave, what's so special about this tree?
It's my tree.
I know, but why is it yours?
Because I claimed it.
This is a deep philosophical question for...
I mean, I
Very well.
Then you start singing.
I took it from somebody else.
Who did you take it from?
Oh, some other upstart that thought he could take what's mine.
No,
Interesting.
What was his name?
you don't.
You're not here. you leave well enough alone,
I want
sir.
to so badly, but I won't. Well, I suppose we'll be on our way.
Yes, of course. Good day. And then he just kind of like lays his head down, and it looks like he's probably just going to fall asleep.
So long, Fluffy.
He's looking for mates. More than one.
Never mind. I think that's how it works in the lion
Oh,
world.
I see. It just sounds exhausting and kind of dramatic.
Right. Right. Oh, there's probably a lot of bickering and jockeying for position, I would think.
I would imagine. I don't know.
I prefer just the one.
Me too.
Shall we find everyone and endure all of the fake vomiting noises from Ezra when he
I
finds
would
us?
love nothing more. What should we do to make him extra grossed out?
Ooh, what if we...
Then they hear real vomiting in the distance and a camera pans.
Yeah. To Victor.
I don't know, let's just walk up like holding hands and making kissing noises at each other.
I like it.
Or just directly at Ezra?
Okay, so as you guys start heading towards the greatest treasure, which isn't too far off, it's just over on the shore, we will skip over to Victor. Victor, where did you sleep last night?
I probably would have made my way back, and just kind of slept out in the surrounding area.
Okay. Yep, so Victor wakes
I'll
up,
be, like,
no
up in
lion
the-
interruption here.
I'd be just doing some morning katas.
Okay.
More, I guess, I don't know, more or less resolved, I guess, but not. Yeah, no particular mood. Just
Not
Are you
just
not
a
sad
little
about your broom?
heartbroken
no.
about the broom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the girl.
About
I mean,
the broom.
you know, you can buy one of those.
No.
Zinger is special.
I'd say
Right.
I'd say he's in good spirits. I mean, he's happy. He's not. It's not like he's depressed or anything. It's just good morning.
Okay.
And I woke up on the right side of the bed. So.
Being a tough guy.
All right, so you kind of go through your morning rituals, as it were. Do you attune to the kunai that she gave you, or are you waiting on them?
Yeah, I'd probably before going to bed that night, I probably would just kind of looked it over and just got familiar with the blade, and then in the morning I'd try and attune to it.
Okay. All right.
That's the
It
plan.
does not tell you its name quite yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
But
listen.
you can feel that there is a name under the surface.
So these are earnest.
And what about Ezra? Where did Ezra sleep?
I think he would have made his way back to the greatest treasure.
Okay.
Probably took a long walk in solitude first.
Just along the shore.
Yeah.
All right. Roll me a perception check, would you?
15?
15. As you're walking along, you do see something on the beach, kind of as you were walking along there. I guess this would have been last night, but we'll just go ahead and hand wave and see what you do. And you come across a rather large lobster, about the size of, we'll say, a Saint Bernard.
Wow.
It's currently just it was just sifting through the sand, almost like it was digging at things. Is there anything that you would like to do in that case, or would you just avoid that lobster?
You need a lot of butter.
I'll just leave it.
Kill the bastard.
All right, so as you kind of like skirt around it a little bit, you do end up making a little bit of noise, and it perks up and rushes off into the water, splashing as it does. And you notice as it leaves that there's something lighter in the sand than the rest of the sand around it.
I will go take a look.
Okay. So you kind of head down and you just kind of brush away the sand, and there's a pearl in there. Yeah, just a small little pearl.
All right, I'll pocket it.
And
Throw
one
another unicorn.
pearl.
One pocket pearl.
Pocket pearl. And then you made it back to the ship with no problem, slept the rest of the evening, and what do you do when you wake up in the morning?
Probably just start trying to get the ship prepared to leave.
Okay.
So just helping with.
Okay.
Whatever.
Cascas is very grateful for the help. You kind of got a crash course in how to do emergency repairs on the ship and how to like do some of the really easy maintenance stuff. So he's definitely grateful for the help, very much so. And what about Bolt?
Bolt will actually, after spending the night talking to Callie and Helm and Cascas and answering Cascas's questions about airships, Bolt will actually just do the sentry's rest, keep watching everything, and then after a few hours of rest, wake up and start trying to be quiet but get the ship ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're gonna sit and they'll get down cross-legged and close their eyes and just sit there in the kind of the front and middle of the deck, and they're gonna meditate.
Okay. Can you roll me a check with your Tinker's tools just to take a look at the ship before you begin your meditation?
Sure, that's
It should just be intelligence plus proficiency.
I think I get double proficiency.
Oh yeah, for tools.
Mhm.
I think it's Fire Giant that gives you that.
Yes. Double checking.
Those Rune Knights give you a lot of like
There's
extra
a lot of
bonuses.
there's like some passive stuff and
It's insane.
Yeah, your
Nice.
proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses your proficiency with a tool, and I am proficient with Tinker's tools.
Okay.
Plus int, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a 28.
28. It's not hard to tell in a quick once over that there's a lot missing and there's a lot broken on this ship. Like it needs some TLC at this point, and you've still got a 2.5 day journey to get back to Salzport. So
Yeah, so I'll make sure that after I'm done meditating, get back up and start fixing stuff if I can.
Okay.
If there's any supplies
Sure.
nearby.
So we'll say you're about how long do you typically meditate for?
Probably about an hour.
About an hour.
Yeah.
So we'll say you're
And
about
this
half
is
an
not
hour.
this is semi new to Bolt, but not uncommon.
But yet very familiar.
Yeah. When they were training with the Order of the Monks, they picked it up. It was a way to help calm the mind and get ready for the day.
All right. About half an hour into your meditation, I think, is when, and you're just about finished with half of your routine as well, is when you two arrive at the ship.
Oh, Seredan.
With my eyes closed, Victor, are you all right?
Sorry. Ezra wasn't here to do it. I had to.
He's not even here.
I'm here.
Oh.
Oh.
You're like sulking in the corner.
I'm just like tying a knot.
I did not see him
Didn't
there.
even make a stealth check. That was impressive.
Doesn't even need pass without a trace.
Glad to see you made it back.
Right.
Hope
Have
you
either of
enjoyed.
you ever seen a lion before? Do you know what a lion is?
You probably academically know what a lion is. Bolt's probably seen
Seen
one.
it in a book.
Well, to lie.
I'll leave that up to Victor.
Was it a regular lion or a space lion?
Regular,
I
as far as I know.
don't know what a space lion
Me either, but it sounds cool.
It's about the same as a regular lion, only blue.
His name was Lion. Maybe he was a space lion.
It was.
You walk away and he's like,
Thundercats! Oh!
Thunder, 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 thunder.
We need to get the sword flange.
Anyway, we met one this morning. He was adorable, and you've talked to him. And so if you see any lionesses, I'm assuming you told me about your conversation on the way back to the ship. Let us know so we can put in a good word.
We have his address.
Big tree, middle of nowhere.
He's just looking for a friend.
No,
I think more than
he's
I
looking
mean,
for
friends.
Lydia.
Sounds more like a slave a bit. I don't know.
sounds like he wants to start a pride.
Yes, exactly.
Was he a very young lion?
Youngish.
You probably.
We slept under his tree. Well, I don't know if there was much sleeping that happened. Ezra.
You were able to get at least 8 hours
From the
long
cockpit,
rest,
you hear.
I'm glad you
Is it cats
enjoyed
and it's the cats? Every time it sticks within like,
That was so sweet.
Look at Easy. He's being all
Mature.
right.
Okay. I'll stop teasing you about it.
you hear Bolt go,
Hey, is there anything that you guys would like to talk about before you leave?
So, I assume that we're headed off to Salzport to see the new tower.
It's quite nice.
and
Right, you've
at that point, we have to find a ride.
Gotta get
Kes needs to make some repairs to the ship, and it's going to cost quite a bit of money, so he has decided that he was going to try to find some work.
That makes sense. Perhaps we could put together a bit of a donation for him to give him a head start.
Absolutely. How much
How
does
much
he
do you
need?
50. It was like
15?
50,000.
He said 15,000.
15.
Yeah.
How much did you give him?
I gave him 1,000.
All right, I'll give him 1,000.
I'll give him a 1,000.
They just walk up and just start
Little
dumping
piggy.
it on. Would they pigs?
Perhaps if we all chip in a little.
1,000 times.
That's how yours works.
You have to just
That's machine gun mode.
you have to pat on the butt every time to get it to spit a coin out.
It takes a long time.
It's only 100 platinum if you want to do it that way. Because it can change money into other denominations.
All right, I'm adding my 1,000 gold.
Here's 1,000 gold in copper. The ship's like,
100 platinum.
Yeah.
shush.
I mean, yeah, why don't we... I'll just give it to you.
Yeah.
If you want to let him know we'd like to contribute.
Sure. I'll call for him. Kes, can you come here?
And he pokes his head up from behind the cockpit, and then he comes out and lifts his goggles up and goes, yes?
That money that I gave you last night.
Oh, yes. Very grateful, very grateful.
We're going to need it back.
Guys understands. It was a lot.
Yes.
The rest of the Wayward Watch would like to say thank you, and this is what they have to give, and I'll hand it over in a sec.
And he takes it, and like as soon as he like touches it, his eyes light up. He must be weighing it or something in his head, and he goes, "This is too much. This is."
Oh,
Guess
no,
is grateful.
You have ferried us around all of Aneria at much risk to yourself, and this is the least we could do.
I feel terrible, but thank you. I feel grateful as well.
Feel terrible.
Don't feel
Use a
terrible.
little bit of it to find a bookkeeper so that you can have, more contracts and
This should get you a third of the way towards all the repairs.
Yes,
And I'm hoping that once we get to Salsport, we can help you find some work.
of course. Yes. The plan is to get as much cargo as possible and take it up the river.
Do you think we'll be able to make it to Saltsport in the state of things?
Can Kes borrow your weapon?
Of course, as long as you
Then
give
yes.
it back. What do you need it for?
And he takes it and he runs downstairs with it, and you hear some clanging and some hammering, and then he comes back up and he says, "All ready to go."
Does he have the weapon, or
Nope, he does not have the weapon with him. We'll be fine.
All right.
Just don't do that.
Summon.
Yes,
it.
yes.
Okay.
This?
Well,
no.
I will say that if we happen to run into problems along the way, I might need to. Is that going to cause us to crash?
50-50?
Guess we'll have to take
And
it.
I guess it's probably worth noting that I don't have my broom for the moment.
What happened to a room?
Jinx!
A thief in the night. No, Lyra needed it more than I did at the time, so we need a trade.
How did
Trade?
things go with her, by
What
the
did
way?
you trade? Or is it?
That's my own.
Private.
I don't know. I didn't really trade anything. She took it from me.
Sounds a little bit more like stealing.
It's okay. I'll get it back, I hope.
Victor,
Weird
was there?
customs and
Do you believe there was malicious intent behind it?
Very
No,
strange.
I don't. I
Strange way
hope
of showing
not.
affection for one another.
I think, based on what we've seen from Lyra, she seems to fancy you. Perhaps this was her way of making it so you come and get it back from her.
Right.
This is like when the girls on the playground were mean
Exactly.
to you.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Okay.
That's how they.
Sure, but
apparently
not
she-
like how
hasn't
Ezra's
grown
grown
up.
to you. That's a different.
No,
type
I think
of,
it's probably the same.
that's a different type. That's a different type of romance. Slightly different.
It's pretty similar.
I'll take it.
that needle potion thing never quite wore off, I don't think.
That's what his name is.
That
Yeah,
was-
that
No,
was
it,
the whole other-
it's transferable across multiverses.
It's weird.
Once you got the memories back,
Sometimes I look at you.
Neil, like, oh gosh, like
you got the memories back. Man, I see him in a new light.
Yeah.
to modify.
Sometimes I see you and I want to kill you, and then another time I'm like, he's kind of handsome. It's very weird.
Well, I did too, and then you lost the horn, but still handsome. So
Thank you.
I've got more of the love salve if you would like.
No.
All right. Well,
more needles.
if you ever need it, let me know.
I have this. I'll
You
give you
don't need
a.
it.
I'll hold out
Well,
the
what do
pearl.
you love gold? I gave you gold.
I'll hold out the pearl.
Cascas, are you looking for love? Apparently.
He blushes.
Yeah, he goes really pink because he's albino, right? And then he goes, I should get the ship started. And pulls down his goggles again and then heads into the cockpit.
Now we have 2 to look out. Keep an eye out
Love
for.
matches.
Right.
I think he was in love with the dragon before it.
That was like his master. Well, maybe then.
Maybe it was a
There was
different
a
kind.
sort of
Perhaps
teacher-student
some
dynamic.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Anyways,
There's so many different theories there.
Bolt, can you identify this for me?
Sure.
Pull out the pearl.
You spend 10 minutes while the ship gets started up. It seems to be running. It's running okay, thanks to Sere. And so
It
let's go
flies.
ahead and do.
That's the important part, right?
Yeah. It's just a pearl worth about 50 gold pieces. Yeah.
There's nothing magical about it, but it is worth a little bit of money.
Toss it on the Kes pile.
I have seen some spells that have used it as a reagent in the past, so if you would like to hold on to it in case we needed it.
Let's give it to Kes. He needs it more.
Yeah, we'll go put it in the Kes fund.
Okay. Which is just handing it to him at this point, because he definitely. Well, he didn't show you where his personal stash is, but you know where his personal stash is. Like he's not hiding it very well.
And there's a lot of scratch marks. There's a lot of scratch marks where he
Now the
like
board's
digs
like-
at it.
The board is starting to bulge. Yeah.
So,
Oh, I must be going now.
Yeah. So, sorry. The Gray's treasure
I
takes
got
off
my room.
and starts heading towards Hollyport. It's going to be mostly over water at this point, just because you are pretty much on the edge of the Aurelius River,
Right.
so you can just see it kind of spanning below you.
yeah, I think I'd want to approach Ezra and be like, so easy. Impressive work rounding up pretty much every single ally we've ever had, as well as an enemy or 2. What exactly was this deal that you made with Zolfric?
Well, it was before I knew that we'd get the response that we got. And I wanted to ensure that we had power on our side. 10 years, and then we can hunt him down.
In the meantime,
If he gets hurt,
Has-
I die. Well, if he dies, if I die. If he dies, I die.
you die. Right.
So we'll know.
Yes. If I drop dead.
Randomly. It's either a heart attack or somebody killed a lich.
Right.
Those are the only two.
Easy
two
to,
things.
yes, very easy to diagnose.
He promised that he would just use this time to gain property and followers and etc. and get back on his feet.
That's all then.
That's all. But
Amasses
He's in the
evil
real estate
army.
world.
Yeah.
He's flipping houses.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
flipping.
He's getting some beach property, buying low, selling high.
Hi, my name's Ulrich. I'm buying this
So,
$250,000 house. I sell crayons.
Do we have any assurances that he'll keep his word?
no, not at all.
Did you? Never mind. I know. Probably did writing. No. Yes.
No. We were short on paper and
Do
time.
Do we know where he's gone off to?
No idea.
All right.
I mean, we could probably scrounge up. Does scry cost money? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, any
Scrounge
spell
up
is going to cost you
money
money.
and
Yeah.
have someone scry.
I imagine
I'm sure.
he's probably stuck here, same as the rest of us. Yes. Within
As
the barrier.
in an
Yes.
area?
I can't go
So
far.
at
assume
least
so.
we know he cannot.
He did seem pretty powerful. There's a chance he does know how to.
There are spells that can let you sort of leave realms. He might have access to them. I'll
Oh.
get that one day.
If it's any consolation, I tried to fly out to see what was up there, and
What
I
happened?
woke up on the beach.
Really? Like, did you pass out from lack of oxygen? Do I know what oxygen
I have
is?
no clue.
Yeah,
That's all I remember.
You know what
just-
air is.
I said that in Sere's voice.
It felt as though there was a mention.
And
Some,
literally the entire party was like, yes.
there was
Has
some
chemistry developed that far? in this
some
little
kind
town?
of magical. I don't know. I just lost consciousness.
Like on the edge of. Border
Very
town.
similar to when we went to Border.
So I suppose that means that despite destroying the beacon and it pooping out a little baby god, that our memories are all still.
I'm just imagining
We need
gore
the spell.
pop out of the.
The description's not bad. It did have a big crack in it.
I've been wondering, like, if someone like moons someone else, what do they call it in an area? Like, you know,
Oh, you lunatic.
Flashing.
flashing. Okay.
Yeah, just flashing.
They call it sunning.
Or they do call it mooning, but they don't know why. Just like lunaberries, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, it was a birthing portal.
Right.
It was a big
I've
egg.
heard about those.
Yes. Commonplace.
So, but I suppose my point is that whatever power or spell that the Arcanum has cast,
That was
Right.
hasn't lessened at all, which I suppose isn't surprising since we haven't completed the ritual.
Right.
Well, I don't think it was the Arcanum that cast it. It was
I thought they
before
were.
the
Devros?
I thought they
It
were
was
working in
Devros.
conjunction with
I think so.
Devros.
Devros and Hanabrassus.
right.
Yep.
But I don't think that the Arcanum. Most of them probably didn't know.
Sure.
It's just more of a. They're just keeping the order as they know it.
Well, Hanabrassus was related to the.
Devros.
Yes,
Oh.
he was the brother, right? Son of the sun. Son Bolano.
And I think we mentioned this before, but just in case, I did leave a letter for Galina.
See,
No, not
please
Sunsbury.
read the letter.
Yeah. Basically, just letting her know
For a
that
good time knife dancing.
Bye.
I
They-
like your trunk.
I've read that in an outhouse before. Is that you?
Hey, that might have been me. I don't know.
We are on one tonight. All
Seriously.
apologies, especially to Cory.
No, I'm having fun.
No, I left her a letter just letting her know because she stepped away. She listened. She was willing to listen to reason, and so I offered that if in a non-confrontational manner, that we could speak with her and give her the full truth of what is going on, if she is interested. But
What do we do
Good idea.
about the rest of the Arcanum? Do we just assume, with Hanabrassus gone, that the evil is rooted and they can exist? Or do we need to be concerned?
it sounds to me that looking for his name. It's not Hanabrassus. The other guy,
The wizard.
Wizard.
Malachus?
Malachus.
Yes,
Malachus.
Wrote it.
Malachus.
Malachras, the non-melodious.
Malachus
Right.
seemed pretty still set on that we were the problem. So there might be a division. I don't know.
Well, at least perhaps with Galina, hopefully on our side or seeing reason a little bit, is our helm and Callie with us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
They're still too.
Perhaps. Well, I suppose Callie is a bit of a fugitive now from the Arcanum, isn't she? We don't have any other. Oh, Lady Crestor. Ought to be the liaison, no?
Absolutely.
I would have wrote her last night.
Oh yeah.
And given her full report.
Yeah, you didn't get
my
back.
ring.
You didn't get
You
anything
have a
back
ring
this
too?
morning yet. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, I
remind me where you got it.
I got it when you guys were locked up.
That's right.
And the
It was-
password is Victor is the cutest.
Please tell me you two just keep sending messages back and forth to each other.
No, I just want to.
Sere keeps sending them and you never respond.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You just send back a scrap of paper that says red.
Just draw butts and send them back.
That one was pretty good.
You're improving. Your ass technique is improving.
This is Helms.
Helm doesn't have one. No, he's got no butt.
It's easy to recognize.
It's a no about life.
The connection.
Yep.
So, oh, geez, that lion is getting really rowdy out there.
Calm down, Lionel.
Must have found his mate.
So,
Quick, speed up! Give him some privacy.
The Aurelius River is kind of it's the deepest river in all of Aneria compared to the other two. Obviously, the other two big ones, because it is the home of Deepwell and the Edequathan. And you do pass over the general area of Deepwell. You can't really see it from here, but everybody knows, like, when you get to the darkest part of the river, you're pretty much right over it. And at that point, you are also within line of sight of Salsport, which, for anybody who doesn't remember. It is a sprawling city built onto the side of a cliff, basically. Not like a sheer cliff, but more like a rolling hill cliff that goes down to the beach itself.
Sort of like Minas Tirith style.
Kind of, yeah. I would say it's probably got more like switchbacks than Minas Tirith, because Minas Tirith, it just kind of has it poking through, but this is basically just kind of slapdashed up against the side. And the higher you go, obviously, the more fancy the apartments are.
Oh, where they fight in Asia? Somewhere in Asia?
Can we see our tower?
Can we see the tower?
Yes, you can. It is actually on the top level of Southport.
Is there any theme music as we come around and it comes into the distance?
Sure.
I'll be
The towers do travel in herds.
The city travels in herds.
standing on the deck, and kind of, as soon as we see it, I'll just be like, "Oh, Evie, after all of our peregrinations, it'll be so nice to have a home of our own."
every week with this, huh?
I'm sorry.
I forgot. Honestly, that was going to be my opening thing. Like, he sit and ponders about the peregrinations.
Sorry, that was the word. That was the word of the week, kids. Peregrination.
Is
A
there
long journey.
The more you know.
Thanks to our
and
sponsor,
educational.
the letter P.
Yeah.
Okay. The greatest treasure pulls into one of the lower docks. There's a couple airship docks kind of around the city. Most of them are unoccupied, but the lower ones have the cheaper fares. And Kes is nothing if not frugal. So you end up probably near the bottom level of Southport itself as the ship pulls into the dock, and the engine kind of shuts off and lets out. It almost feels like the ship lets out a sigh of relief itself that it made it this far.
Right.
I'm just gonna be like,
Okay. Yep.
summon Scalebreaker.
And it's kind of like it's going down, and then it goes clunk, 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 and Scalebreaker is back in your hands. It's not marred or anything. You do feel that it's a little warm to the touch, but it was probably just acting as a conductor between two wires or something like that. But it's a magic item, so it can withstand a little bit more pressure than
Okay.
And Kes goes, all right. So I am going to get estimates on repairs and time frames. But I probably am going to only be here for 2 days. Kes plans on getting as much cargo as possible and heading up north. I know you are heading to Archdom, yes? That is where Kes is planning to gather most of the material for what he needs. They has very good scrapyards there. So I will be making what repairs that I can to make sure the ship doesn't break down along the way, grabbing as much cargo as possible, and if you would like, Kes would be willing to help you up there. I would have to charge for passage. Typically, that sort of journey, friend discount, 300 gold each. Is okay? Or is yes?
I think that
Sounds
is
fair.
fine.
We do have teleportation circles in our
Only-
castle, our tower.
Only
I just don't know if there's an exit in Archdom.
Does anybody know the teleportation spell?
No, we don't have 7th level spells.
So
But
in the
perhaps
future,
perhaps we could find someone who could, if there is a corresponding circle.
it might be
in Archdom.
cheaper to fly.
It might. We'll also be slower. Of course, we have time, I suppose.
How many days?
Listen, I do have one condition though.
Yes.
You have to get this in writing.
Yes.
You have to start somewhere, and you must keep this in a document holder. Keep it nice.
Kes add that to the list.
I have a few for you here.
No,
And he's like,
start piling things on.
Just some.
you
just
just
some
write the
templates.
number here,
Yeah.
and you just it's done.
Right, yes, of course, thank you. Yes. So to answer your question, at the beginning of this session, you guys had 17 days until you needed to be in Archdom for whoever you're looking for is going to be there. Yes. At this point, you're about 14 and a half days or so. It's about midday. So at the end of today, or basically starting tomorrow, you'll have 14 days left.
How long will it take us to get
By
Archdom
airship, by the
via
greatest treasure,
Kes?
about 6 days.
And via a different ship?
If you wanted to charter a different ship, you might be looking about 6, maybe 5, if you can get something as fast as say what was the name of
Oh,
Fondale?
fancy pants.
Fancy pants.
I remember him.
He was not a
It
fan.
was the,
No.
Bard boy.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember. It was something
like
fast.
bullet.
Yeah, it was like the
The magic bullet.
magic bullet. Sure. I'm sure I'll put it right here
Silver bullet.
so that everybody at home can remember. But yeah, and then by
Wait, pause. You are super fuzzy.
Oh no. All right. Yes. So, and then it will take you about, we'll say, about 10 days if you want to travel by boat, basically, which is cheaper. And obviously that's the primary mode of transportation for most of Aneria. You guys have all probably traveled by boat at least once. It's not as good as traveling by map, but you know, not everything can be. But yeah, so those are your options. You'd probably look about 150 gold by boat.
Okay.
Basically, it's all done by per mile. It's like 2 silver pieces per mile for boat travel, and airship travel is about 5. Yeah, about 5 silver pieces per mile. But Cascas has given you 4 per mile as friends of
Never
Cascas.
give exact figures.
I mean, that's just standard fare.
Well, I'd love to.
And you have to remember.
I'd love to see our new home.
Me too.
Should we
It's quite
go have a
nice.
look?
I believe we should probably get some supplies as well.
I need more
Some
paper.
food stores and other things.
And ink.
There's a guy. You can do that for us.
Oh.
Probably.
A guy.
You know,
Well, it's kind of like a fire eye thing. What does he look like?
He was a wax.
Yeah,
No, he was wax.
He's made of wax and fire. I think that's a good enough explanation for any sort of movie like, oh, you'll know him when you see him kind of moment, where now everybody has to wait for hours while you just be mysterious.
So we're in the docks area, right? Like coming in?
Yes, down near the bottom. You can probably, if anybody is familiar with Salspar, which none of you as characters are, but the bilge pump is probably just way down, down the way there. So.
I'll be walking and trip over a little chicken house for a second.
Yeah, a little rooster in a house gives you an indignant look and then marches
My
off.
apologies, little one.
What is this weird place? Anyways,
Southport is kind of a collection of ruffians and thugs. That's Callie speaking, by the way. In case
Some random person like, thanks.
this random citizen.
That's your only dialogue, right?
Southport is a kind of a collection of yes. Callie does turn to you and she says, "I think Helm and I are going to go lay low for a little bit and see what we can figure out about the Arcanum. I know they have a presence here, but I don't know exactly what's going on."
How much are communication rings again?
They're a kind of an uncommon item, so you probably get them for around like 300 gold or something like that.
But they're available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can pretty much get them for any magic.
When we
shop.
bought our building, is it public knowledge? Because if we go there, what if the Arcanum is just waiting?
Then we will talk to them. They won't
Lady
listen to
Crestor
reason.
has the contract. I think it went into her name.
Okay.
We're probably safe,
Well, we best be on our guard just in case.
just in case.
I feel like that's kind of like a... I don't know. It reminds me of when we went to your house and the infinite sight.
It's like when we found all the warehouses the Greenwoods owned.
We should
They
just
weren't
stop
very
going
smart.
places.
One day.
Callie,
Yeah.
do you have a message ring?
Yeah. No, the Arcanum took it. I'll get another one.
Do you have gold?
A little bit.
How much?
Enough.
How much?
Fine.
Listen, if you
I have
live
about
alone,
500 gold
Ezra can do something.
in this city.
For a price.
Here. Take another 300 and get yourself a communication ring.
Okay.
And meet me up at our tower. I assume I've told her about the tower.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were all like staring at it as you came in. Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
So she definitely knows where it is.
Get yourself a communication ring, and in fact, if you would be so kind, and I'll count out 300 more, can you get 2 communication rings?
Sure.
One for me and one for you.
Yeah, sounds good. Might take me a little bit. I just want to make sure that, that there's nobody searching for me first. But
That's fine. Send Helm.
Yeah.
Aneria is not very used to Warforged, so
I am getting a lot of stares.
this is more curiosity, so my bet. But either way, if you can get two rings, one for me and one for you, and we keep in touch.
Sure. Okay. I'll see you at your tower. Hey, come on, Helm. And Helm gives you a nod, and the two of them walk off. Helm picking up Callie after a few moments of getting jostled around by the crowd, just so that he can set her on it, on his shoulder, and they wander off. All right, up the trails, up through the main streets of Salsport. Everybody, go ahead and roll me just a quick perception check as you guys are moving along, just kind of listening to the hustle and bustle of this fair city.
2 distracted.
Okay.
It's a 6.
6. Bolt.
A 1.
A 1. Yeah, Bolt is
Did you say perception?
yes.
14.
14.
6.
6.
24.
24. Ezra and Eve are paying the most attention. The rest of you are kind of just rubbernecking a little bit, looking around at basically what is going to be your hometown for a little while. But you do hear that a lot of the gossip is surrounding what happened to the beacon, and the disarray that has happened with the Arcanum, and how basically there's rumors that each local chapter of the Arcanum has kind of taken it on itself to be the Arcanum and has kind of lost all of its connections beyond that.
Interesting. Some fragmenting. Well, I don't know this because I'm rubbernecking.
I'll tell you.
Interesting then. Some fragmenting.
Okay. And soon enough, you do arrive outside the tower that you now own.
What was its name again?
Cascadia's Tower. I think we should call it
Changing,
something else.
changing the name.
The
Watchtower.
Tower of the Watch.
Tower Watch.
I mean, the watchtower.
The
is
watchtower.
right there, like Victor said.
Yeah, but that's a little too on the nose. Tower of the Watch sounds more mysterious.
Watch.
I do like the Watchtower though, actually.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of this. Your standard wizard tower, it bends and twists in ways that you aren't expecting.
It's koi fish.
There are koi fish and a lot of
Carpals.
catfish with very elegant looking features as statues kind of spiraling up the outside. It's got a very watery motif. And there is actually there's kind of this wonderful little archway in front of the door that is, it's probably just like a pair of fish that are intertwining.
Is it a balloon arch? Someone got us a balloon arch?
No, but it is. The rest of you, this is your first time seeing it, and Ezra, this is the second time.
Does
Love
not,
it. Oh,
does not
Quite
look
nice.
structurally sound.
surprisingly it is on the inside. Wizard stuff.
Let's see.
Yeah, can we try to open it?
So you head inside,
I'll make a key for everyone.
and you are
Key cutter.
treated to a dazzling sight in the grand foyer. A red carpet has been rolled out from the staircase to the door as you enter. A row of upright brooms stands at attention on the left, while an equally stiff array of mops lines the right. Behind them are a myriad of floating white gloves set in pairs and clasped together formally in the air.
It's like Fantasia.
The final figure at the foot of the stairs is truly a remarkable being, made entirely out of red wax in the vague shape of a robe, with a singular flaming blue eye hovering just above the top of the wax body. He is also wearing a pair of white gloves, or at least a pair of gloves hovers near where his hands should be. He steps forward with a voice that sparks and sputters from the burning eye. He says, "Welcome back, Master Ezra, and welcome, new masters and mistresses, to your new home. I am Kilabix, former homunculus servant to the Grand Wizard Cascadia, mistress of puzzles, and the greatest mind in all of Aneria. Now I serve as steward to the Tower of Trials, though, in fairness, the name is malleable, obviously. As far as the day-to-day operations go, you may choose to take on a more hands-on approach, or you may leave it to myself and the staff." And he kind of waves his hand at the literal devices around, staffs around you, and they all kind of go to attention a little bit straighter. We'll happily continue to do the work that we were made to do. How was your trip? Is everything okay? I know there was some haste last time. Sorry. Clear the bird out of here, please.
Victor will be over, like,
It was fine.
grabbing one of the brooms.
Seeing if it can fly.
Nope.
Victor.
Tries all
I
of them.
believe that
Victor, that is John.
Don't put the staff between your legs, Victor.
What do you mean?
Please don't
Get the
drop the
broom.
broom.
You look at the
the
broom
staff that
handle,
work there?
and the name John gets etched into it by magic.
Oh, John. My
Why?
sincerest
Why,
apologies.
John? Okay,
There's like 11 others. You can name them whatever.
I think we should name one Beatrice.
And again, one of the we'll say one of the mops this time gets
So,
the name Beatrice.
If the one that I'm holding says John, and I try it again. John. Sorry again.
The hands float up. They're like,
I'm really looking for
They're like-
a broom again.
Stop writing me.
Go ahead. You're dismissed, I guess.
Ricky, no more pelvic thrusting on the staff.
I just want to.
We just got in here.
Oh.
Let's try to keep this place nice.
I am glad that you are all enjoying what the tower has to offer so far, and it has so much more to offer as well.
How much of
I'm not even
the outside
home
world do you
tonight.
hear about?
I don't hear about any of it actually, except for what comes in missives for the tower itself.
And has nothing shown up, I'm assuming.
We have gotten a few missives for the new owners, if you'd like to read them.
Maybe later.
But first, this is Bolt. This is Victor. Also Vicky. This is Sere. This is Eve.
Lynette.
Eve is the leader, so take orders from her from now on.
I mean-
I'm giving
Control. I will take orders from all of the.
He is being annoying.
He is indeed. I will take orders from all of you, but it is nice to know that there is one among you that I can go to first.
Eve will reach out her hand. To
And
his
the
little-
white glove basically just goes and just shakes it. And
Thanks
it just,
for
it just
shaking
feels
my
very
hand.
welcome.
I felt like we
Yeah.
should do that.
Yeah. And it just feels like a normal hand underneath. It's just yeah. But like if you like take it and like twist it a little bit, you can see like it's just kind of blank on the inside. There's no like actual hand in there. Kilobix.
Kilobix, it's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way, but I've never met one of your kind before.
A homunculus?
Yes.
Oh, we're not really a species. We're more of a creation. I'm a construct made by the will of a wizard.
Well, we're so happy to have you.
I am happy that you are happy.
Thank you. It's very accommodating.
Now,
Sweet.
would you like to take a tour of the tower? Master Ezra did not during his stay here last time.
I
or
just
would you like
asked
to go see your
which one
rooms?
was the biggest room, and then I made it mine. But you can have it.
If you want the biggest room, you can have it. Just remember,
It's the one with the
Who
best
won?
bath. And so I think Sere probably wants it.
Yes, sorry, I think I might be interested.
I have to make a confession, Master Ezra. You seemed in distress, so I didn't want to tell you, but all of the rooms are the same size.
Well, then we want the one with the best view.
yes.
All of the rooms have a window-facing view, so you can see part of the city from any of them.
Wonderful.
Except for the back.
Well,
I'd like to take the one closest to the ground floor in case I need to make a daring escape. Don't want to fall too far.
Again, I do hate to be the bearer of bad news. They are all on the same level. Although the guest rooms are one level below.
sleep in the guest.
Should we take one that's looking towards the mountains or towards the forest?
I think I would prefer the forest.
A broom.
So you two
John,
will be
calm
sharing a
down.
room.
Yes.
And he snaps his glove and like 3 gloved hands and a broom and a mop rush upstairs. Excellent.
Great. Yeah, I would love a tour. I don't know about the rest of you,
I will
but
take a tour.
Excellent. All right. Well, then, if you wouldn't mind following me, and he waves his hand over to the your left, his right, and he says, "To the lounge."
See you later, John.
To the lounge!
And John gives a little wave, and and he goes, and then he turns to the rest and he
John's
goes,
gonna
back to
report
work,
to
and
HR.
they scatter off.
100%.
Yeah.
HR is just another broom that you named, though.
this broom is HR.
Yep.
Stands for Harold
The nickname is
Roger.
Remus.
The nickname is Dolores.
Ever since I met him, he was just been bristling. I don't know why.
So on the left is a small lounge. half a dozen overstuffed chairs, all red velvet kind of chairs, and a pair of couches sitting here, and with a few end tables and a middle table for trays of food to be set on for guests, and a fireplace with a mantle holding a curious-looking map of Aneria. The rest of the back wall is filled with shelves that hold dozens of immaculately cared-for puzzles, from something as simple as a children's ring puzzle to complex knots that would take a skilled mind to untangle, and cubes that look like one touch could crumble the pieces, forcing one to try to put them back together.
Can you explain a little more about the map? You said it was curious.
Yes, you take a look at the map a little bit closer. So the map itself, hanging above the mantle, is a framed map of Aneria, #flat Aneria, and the curious thing about it is a 4 centimeter by half centimeter line of sparkling pink ink is making its way across the surface of the parchment.
Wait, say that again, sorry.
So
No, it's okay.
No, there's a small line about 4 centimeters across, and it's just slowly making its way across the parchment. Currently, it's making a trek from Salzport towards Terrebonne at a slow pace up the long road. Etched above the frame is a phrase in giant, and attached to the right side of the map is a small wheel with 12 sections, a tiny compass arrow pointing to the only section that is glowing with pink energy. The others are just blank.
What does the thing say?
Do you read giant? Is that part of Rune Knight too? Is you could read giant? It says, "Let the memory of the past guide your path to the future."
I'll repeat it out loud.
I feel like I've heard that phrase before somewhere.
I heard that.
Wasn't it on one of your eggs or seed things?
Huh?
The family tree. Family tree seed. Was it?
Who was worth that?
Halibraxus. I'm terrible with names, I apologize.
Kilobex.
Halitosis.
Halitosis.
This poor guy.
Kilobrix.
I better write it down.
Yes?
What's this pink line here and this pink energy? What can you tell us about this map? It's interesting.
Nothing. I can tell you nothing.
Oh.
Unfortunately, my former mistress at Tifcadia, she loved her secrets and puzzles, and she thought whoever should take over her tower should have a few surprises. So she left gaps in my memory about what those surprises were.
Interesting.
Once we figure them out, does your memory for that come back?
I'm not sure.
That was
I can't remember.
somebody's... You're right. That was somebody's phrase in the seed room at the pyramid. I can't remember.
Go back
I
and
can probably write it. I wrote it on.
pause. We'll pull up the video. Go to the timestamp.
Was it
Okay,
before or after Sere dies, Sere lives?
It was episode
Oh,
35.
What's next?
35.
Could have been 34.
Next to the dining room. And he will start walking out. Everybody follows, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. On the right side of the foyer, basically just across from the lounge, is the dining hall. It can seat up to 14 people comfortably in its red padded chairs. Again, that same kind of red velvet, but these ones aren't as overstuffed and fancy. What was that, Victor?
Sure.
You found it?
Well, I found the page. Sorry.
Okay.
And the entire dining hall is decorated with tapestries depicting various types of shells, flowers, and other plants. Even some animals from odd angles, such as the side of a ram's head focusing on its horns. There's also a small raised wooden platform off to one corner that seems fit for a small bard or band. And then there's another door, and he will wave at that, and he says, that will lead to the kitchen, and then from there it will lead down to the cellar. There's nothing really in the basement other than storage, which we are currently very low on, but we can send out for groceries if you wish.
Yes.
I think that would be appropriate.
Wonderful.
Does the cellar?
Pages would make it.
Oh, is it magical? Does it allow food to last a long time in there?
No. It is a normal cellar, which is why we don't really overstock it, as it were. Right now there's about 2 days of food for the 5 of you, if it's just the 5 of you. And there's a couple of casks of that famous mead that everybody likes so much. The Meadstead kind.
Oh.
His was the blood of the covenant.
Is that not the case?
I'm pretty sure it was after.
Sere has very refined taste. She prefers Chateau Marlene.
Well,
I love Chateau Marlene.
obviously, any sort of supplies do need to be purchased with capital, which of course the tower does not have currently. But we will take any
put
special
some into the
requests.
stores.
Of course. And he kind of waves his hand, and you hear a little oink, and a pig comes into the room, a little ceramic pig. This one's probably about twice the size of yours, and it just kind of like rumbles in, and it's probably the same kind of blue that Kilobix's eye is. And he goes, "This is the Coffers. His name is Coffers."
Oh, that's so cute.
Hello, coffers.
That's how you get the money out. Turn your head to cough.
All right.
Cougher.
However you want to spell it, and he's yours now.
All right, coffers.
Let's all
Here's
contribute.
the first deposit. I will give him 5,000 gold.
Whoa.
Money bags.
Easy.
Well,
We gotta live here.
He did have a little bit more than that.
He lets out a squeal of delight as you like put the money
you
down.
didn't
and he
have
starts-
to. Come on, okay.
He starts munching on it, and your pig.
That eye roll was great.
Ezra, your pig is also dangling from your belt at this time, probably,
Yes.
like it usually is if he's not to market. And he is like he's trying to strain out to grab the coin that the other pig is eating.
Stay back. Bad.
If you would like to see the kitchens, you can. There's really nothing in there other than animated cutlery.
I assume that there
Amazing.
are staff to prepare meals for us.
And he says yes, and he kind of points upward, and you look up, and there's like just some floating hands that are just idly waiting for instructions.
Are they well trained in the culinary arts?
They are passable, depending on what type of lifestyle you would like. They can be highly trained, and they can be moderately trained, depending on how much you wish to spend.
I see.
Per se. Basically, there's that little section in the player's handbook that we don't really discuss too much, and that's what type of lifestyle. Basically, right now you have 2 days worth of modest lifestyle, so you can set whatever lifestyle you want, whether you want it to be high and aristocratic or wretched.
Aristocratic.
Well,
is
we-
10 pieces,
wretched.
wealthy is 4.
And that's per day.
2, and modest is 1 gold
Or is it per day?
We are only here for a couple of days, and I'm not quite sure when we'll be back, but maybe we ought to celebrate.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah. We have 5,000 gold worth of celebration.
I mean, if he's paying.
We absolutely need.
I'll pay for my
Chateau Marlin
friends. It's good to have
Of
your
course, I
company
will see
again.
what I can find for you.
then. Thank you.
It was really stressful when you guys were
And
gone.
and he kind of snaps his fingers, and a pair of the hands comes down, and they look like they almost share a conversation with the hands, like waffling back and forth a little bit, his eye fluttering, and then all of a sudden there's this little boop, and there's a chef's hat kind of floating in the air between the hands, and they give a double thumbs up and then rush off to the kitchen.
Gotta go down our tech tree.
Right. What's next?
The only other room on the main floor is, of course, the teleportation room. And he leads you back out. So there's technically 2 other doors. One of them leads to the staircase that kind of winds its way up the outside of the tower, leading to the other floors. And then the one next to it, he opens it up, and he just opens it up into, it's like a 20 by 20 room with teleportation runes on the ground. So even without knowing the teleportation spell, you can get the sequence of runes if you spend a short rest basically examining them. And then there are a bunch of other hexagonal like stone runes that are put into the walls that lead up. So there's probably about maybe a good dozen or so. And it kind of goes up maybe about 50 feet higher than you think it should.
I would at some point like to study those runes. I mean, I'm assuming that
You'll have
knowing
lots of
them,
time.
we might be able to essentially give our address to somebody else who could teleport us.
Yep.
here.
Gillibex, tell me, how is this room secured?
It is secured. I just don't remember how.
Another one of those gaps in the memory.
Well, we should probably at least have something stationed here in case. I mean, we don't want the Arcanum popping right into our
John.
living room.
Yeah, John.
God,
Poor
the-
John.
Everybody knows that animated rooms are deadly. All right.
Yes, oh yes. We have experienced this firsthand.
Yes.
That was level 1 Curse of Strahd.
That
We
was
all
fun.
almost
Those
died.
and rugs of smothering.
Yeah.
I think someone else should tell John his duties. I've done enough for today.
Yes.
Don't worry, I shall take care of it. Level 2.
Please.
Excellent. Well, technically level 3, 3, 7. So this third room holds a single room.
Wait, what? Why?
Prime numbers?
7?
Why is it 1, 3?
The first level is technically the cellar, and the main floor is level 2, as it were. That's just how we see it in our heads.
Okay.
So the third level, or second level, if you want to call it that, he opens up the door, and it is just...
You're going to just have to say third level.
Oh, yeah. Yep, third level.
So that I don't confuse myself.
Yeah, the third level holds a single room as he opens up the door, and it is a large lounge, much larger than the one downstairs, because it takes up pretty much the whole space of the level. This one is lined with large pillows of various shapes and sizes, all red. Again, that kind of same standard red velvet. And a section in the center is lower than the rest, with a long padded bench ringing the outside and a table in the middle. There's something, they call it something specific, but I couldn't think of the name of it. It's like
Conversation
a
pit.
conversation pit. Thank you.
It's from the 80s.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called. It is exactly a conversation pit.
Nice.
Several lanterns hang from the ceiling, illuminating the room softly, and each has a small hanging section beneath where incense can be burnt. Several pairs of hands pluck softly on small harps, creating an aura of peace and just kind of a general relaxing.
This place is super vibey.
Just the puppy room.
This is the common room.
There is the sound of the harps is broken up by the sound of barking as spectral animals start kind of frolicking around, and they range from anything from blue tinged ghostly puppies to there's a small elephant that comes up to about your calf that is chasing a inky black whale that kind of floats through the air. They all kind of look like they're made out of magical essence, as it were. There's just a bunch of them.
Kittens.
There is not a zombie kitten, no, but there is a spectral kitten.
Why?
Because the zombies.
Very specific.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
I forgot. Okay.
And then off to one wall again is a bunch of puzzles and kind of lining the shelves, but among them is also like some card sets, some dice sets, chess sets, that sort of thing.
Dragon chess.
And then
Wait
against
a
the back
second.
wall...
Is this AD&D?
Whoa! We're in the
Look
game.
at those illustrations. They're
Games
terrible.
in the
Called
game.
Monsters and Minds.
Yeah.
Monsters and Minds. And then against the back wall is a small half basin that kind of shimmers with light.
Not water.
It does look like the reflection of the light is...
I want to go dip my
Wait.
finger in it.
Okay. So you walk up to the basin. There is a phrase above it if you'd like to read that first.
Yeah.
It is in Elvish.
I'll read it out loud as he's.
Do you speak Elvish?
I do now. No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever. I read it.
It says, relax and unleash the adorable spirit within.
That is adorable.
You do.
Yeah, I'll read it out loud.
Okay.
And
And
touch
dip
the
your
water.
hand. So as you dip your hand in, the color shifts to your personal magical color. Do you remember what that
It
is?
would be like an indigo.
A minute ago. And then what would be your spiritual animal that springs out of this well in your personal magical color?
Your Patronus.
Your Patronus, if you will.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think
It's
about
a golden lab.
It's a chibi slab.
that. Yeah.
Retriever.
That's Colby.
It's a corgi.
And-
And also Sere.
yeah.
It's a corgi because it's short and dwarf-like and.
Mhm.
that
But
stuff.
yet-
Corgis
still-
are pretty cute. They're cute little bums.
No, it would be a fang, a claw, and a oh jeez. I can't remember. Talon, thank you.
So it's like a
So yeah, it'd be like
it's
an owl,
platypus.
an owl,
Man, bear,
like a
bear.
panther, and a snake.
Okay. Three of them just kind of spill out and just start
Snake
wandering around the room.
It's like a Lamia.
They stick
Snake
pretty
and
close to
tail and panther.
The snake kind of like winds its way. It doesn't like feel like anything, but it winds its way up and just kind of drapes itself over your shoulders. But yeah.
Look what I did.
And also, you are now
This is
attuned to
amazing.
this room. Whenever you take a short rest in this room and spend a hit die, you regain maximum hit points.
Nice. Everyone, you got to try this thing.
How did you do that?
Well, what you have to say is, and I'll say the phrase, but in Elvish,
Do you,
and then
do
touch
you
the
have
water.
to say the phrase, or do you just?
I feel like this is.
That's
a
what I
trap.
did. I don't know.
This feels like Eve, you do it first.
Okay.
I don't trust this.
Okay. Did you say the phrase or not?
I will.
Okay.
For
Yeah. So
Sare's sake.
yeah. So the water shifts in color to kind of your forest green with kind of that a pink tinge to it. Your cherry blossom kind of look. And what animal springs out for Eve? You got yours was stolen.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Just a tinier Darien.
Maybe.
Puppy.
I mean, Darien probably is with you at this point.
Yeah,
A little axolotl.
that's what Torrey would want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is such a hard decision. Yeah, we'll say a little bounder.
Yeah, a tiny little bounder comes out, which is essentially a rabbit, but with a pouch, I guess. So I guess it's different. Yeah, a tiny little bounder will come out and just start like racing circles between your legs. Yeah, and now you are attuned to the room as well.
Do you trust it now?
All right.
Okay. Do you say the phrase?
Eru Luvatar.
Do you say that specific phrase, or do you say his phrase or her phrase?
I'll say the real phrase.
Okay, alrighty. Yeah, so it changes to Victor's color, which remind me of that again.
I'm gonna say orange, but I'd have to look if I changed it. I'm pretty sure it's orange.
I will look that up.
Okay.
Because I do not remember.
I don't recall off the top of my head.
Nope, that's the wrong thing. Oh my gosh. I have like 3 Vault of the Morai things in here. Here we go. Let's see. Seredan, Ezra, Victor. A sizzling blue glow, kind of like a almost like electric.
Lightning. Yeah. So like a kobold.
Yep. And then what animal springs out for you?
Probably a monkey.
Okay.
Like a small
Like a capuchin?
Yeah, just like a
Little small helper monkey
little
style.
small help.
Okay.
Little tiny.
Yeah, and it definitely jumps up onto your shoulder immediately and just starts like glancing around at everything, and
I'll whisper to him something.
it'll
And the something will be like, go see if you can take some money out of Sere's bag. And see if he does it.
the monkey dives for Seredan, and dives right through Seredan, kind of disperses and then becomes magical again. At which point, a panther starts chasing it, and it starts running away.
Is yours 3 separate ones, or is it like shift between the 3? Like sometimes it's a snake, sometimes it's a panther.
I
sometimes
like
it's
that
an elf.
actually.
It's a
Yeah.
Patronus with identity issues.
It's basically Lyra's.
Yeah, Lyra Blackra from Golden
that's
Compass.
familiar. Yep. Who's next?
I'll go. But I will say in Elvish. I'm not saying those stupid words in Elvish, and I'll put my finger.
Hey, it shifts to your amber coloring, or was
I
yours
love it.
orange?
It was amber. Yeah.
Yours was amber, yeah. And then what springs out?
Probably a little fox.
Little
or like a
fox?
little kitsune or whatever.
Okay.
Shaja, you did it wrong.
I don't
You
think
broke,
so.
you broke the tradition. Very
Oh,
funny.
so you don't have to say the original phrase.
You can say whatever you'd like.
He said, I am a poo-poo face. In Elvish.
Well, I'm not going to say that. Ezra's face. No, I was kidding.
Ba weeb grana weeb nitty bong.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it turns to that rusty red, and what springs out for Bolt?
An animated paperclip about this big.
Oh, jeez.
And I immediately punch it in the face.
Hey, did you know?
Looks like you're exploring the tower. Would you like some help?
We already have a kilobags.
Yeah. Yeah, it just looks like this weird little like bend of metal that I mean, I don't think paper clips exist in Aneria, but they do now apparently.
Yeah.
So
He's what's it called? Sprin. The code one.
Logic sprint or something?
and Kilby claps his hands together and he goes, "I am so glad that you were able to attune to the room so quickly. That's wonderful."
I love this place. I want to spend lots of time here.
This place is open 24/7. They will bring treats and snacks in if you wish. They're always playing music. They do take requests if you're looking for something particular.
Play the Battle of the Bloody Fountain.
There's a brief pause, and then
Downloading.
from the ceiling, a lute comes down and starts playing the opening notes for Battle of the Bloody Fountain. The Battle of the Bloody Fountain.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Victor, you're famous.
The bout of the bloody brander.
Scott has this headcanon. Ever since he came up with his his Brander version of Jolene. If I don't know if you guys read that on the Discord. But ever since he did that, he thinks that every bard is only singing songs about Brander, and that's his headcanon about
I don't know why, but for some reason they've all started singing
And I
songs
hate
about
it.
someone named Brander.
I absolutely
Not Maggie
100%.
Bramble Cheeks.
No.
Brander's actually one of the trickster gods.
That was pretty good. I like that.
Why'd you
I'll
put
write
these
that down.
ideas in his head?
Okay.
Because Preston understands the chaos.
Yes. I welcome it.
Preston is the chaos.
Yes.
You merely adopted it. I was born.
Shall we? Excellent. So he leads you up to the next level, which he opens up. And this one is just a long hallway with, it looks like there's probably about 5 rooms on each side, and then kind of a 6th room off to the left and then one off to the right here. These are the guest quarters. Each contains a single bed, a small trunk, a water basin, and a writing desk. And then, of course, and he waves to the 6th room on the right. And then, sorry, I'm speaking like him now. And then the 6th room on the left. And he goes, those are a communal bathroom / bathing area for those guests.
Right. I need a bath.
It's bigger on the inside.
Yes. Cascadia took pride in making her tower as magical as possible. And then, just so you know, the hallways, there's a bunch of depictions of koi, again, elegant sea serpents that look more beautiful than vicious than they're normally depicted, and they just kind of are etched in stone along the walls.
So already coy.
Very koi.
So coy.
And then level 5, or the next level 5, we'll just call it level 5 for the sake. He leads you up, and he opens up the door, and there are 6 rooms in a circle. And he goes, these are the master bedrooms and any VIP guest rooms if that's needed. You may select which one you'd like.
Which one would look out on the Emerald Wilds?
The one that would look out to the Emerald Wilds would be that one, and he faces towards the, it would be the northmost room. And Ezra, which one did you claim before we see any others?
It's one in the south, farthest away from others. I don't want to hear that.
How convenient. You picked the one.
He knew.
So each room, he kind of opens one up as an example. Each room is got a full bed, a private bath, and a full bathroom, wardrobe and a chest, as well as a writing desk. Like I said, it's hard to break.
I kept trying not to do a list too. It was so hard.
Yep. So they're not like overly fancy. Obviously, if you want more fancy stuff, you can have more. But yeah, it's just kind of a standard room package.
Awesome. Evie, I'll leave the decorating to you. I'm taking a bath.
Okay.
Is that the end of the tour?
No, there are 2 more levels.
Rats. All right,
If,
let's go.
Question.
No rats in the tower.
Oh, good.
Kilobegs.
Yes.
Is the primary structure of the tower holding up the walls, or are there internal supports?
There are internal supports.
He wants to ask about buttresses.
Oh.
I mean, if you have information about buttresses, yes, but maybe later.
I
was just wondering
get
if,
you a full report.
if we were to modify the rooms by moving some walls around or knocking them down.
It would not cause any structural damage. Anything you wish to do to the tower on the inside will not affect the integrity of the outside.
Pick 2 rooms next to each other and knock the wall down between them.
I like that idea.
That's rude.
Bolt
Thank you,
big.
Bolt.
Just
The equivalent amount of
you're a
space for
genius.
everyone.
Hey, listen.
You and Victor.
hold on. You and Victor
If
can knock
we
the wall
want to
down
mess
too.
them up,
You
all
could-
3 of us could
you
go in
could
and get
bunk
a
the
really big
beds.
room.
There's so much more room for activities.
That's what the VIP's room is for.
Yeah, let's do
Just
that.
put the drum kit right next door to them.
yeah, so you can pick like the north and then the one right next to it.
Is there one? I mean, I guess the ones that would look towards Malagoth and Taramun would be facing west, so
yeah.
wouldn't necessarily be next to each other.
No.
Well, the tower is round,
Right.
so if you were in the room that faced towards, well,
There's only
sort of.
6. There's not 8. So
No.
there's not 8. Yeah.
We can
And you-
face the mountains.
Other one, you can get both. Kind of get both of them.
I don't know. Maybe
Little bit of-
get a
little bit of-
little bit of both.
Yeah.
Sure. Killibick says, "Would you like me to begin?" And he snaps his fingers, and a bunch of hands appear with like sledgehammers.
Sledgehanders.
Sure.
How long does this take? Will we have a place to
Branders.
sleep?
Yeah.
This is Brander's face.
A good point. Perhaps you should wait until you are
Right.
Every time you
right.
swing,
adventure.
Wait, so we'll take the north one for now.
Of course.
And perhaps after we go in a couple of days,
Understood.
a little remodeling?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on. The next room, which is level
6.
And
6.
Killibricks,
Yep.
we need the best tub Aneria has to offer.
Make that 2 best tubs. I also enjoy a tub.
Well, the thumb you have provided should be able to provide a lot in that regard. So
The thumb.
The thumb.
That's what it sounded like.
That
the
is
thumb.
what it sounds
like-
like.
Oh, okay, now I know. Yep.
If we can put in a requisition order for some wind chimes, I'd like to have some. And the window that is western, wherever the western wind blows.
Mhm.
Like
I would like to have my window enchanted to always rain.
Just the window itself, right?
It's raining.
So-
It's just like runs down. That's awesome.
We could turn one of the koi statues.
Yes.
Perfect.
Sprays on.
Yeah. It's just
That way I can look out over the city and like
glue.
gloom over it.
brood.
You do the whole
Batman.
You do the whole
Would
Rorschach
you like
on
a
the building.
gargoyle underneath your
Yeah.
window so you can hang out on it?
You're like
Oh,
Rorschach
yeah.
on the building.
Yep.
I look down and I say, no.
So Killibick's like, as you start giving me these requests, he takes a few of them just like in his mind, and then he quickly realizes that there's a lot of requests coming in. He should have expected this, and soon enough, there's another pair of hands with a book and a quill, and it's writing all of your requests down. And that is Cory doing the pre-edits in the future, writing these requests down to make sure that he gets
We
everything.
would also like,
I like that
a
there's like
fireplace.
3 dozen unseen
A fireplace. Would you like a fire pit, or would you like a fireplace against the wall?
Might have room for both.
One of those mid-century modern ones right in the center. The big
You could do like a pit place combo with
Pit place combo.
Place
Pit
combo.
place combo.
The pit place combo.
Does the you
What
guys
you
dig
get
out
when
you
you
guys
go
dig out the
to
pit or it
barbecue.
pushes down, and so there's one room underneath that's shorter than the rest.
This is
It's
going to be the
it's
most.
like 2 or
This is
3.
going to be the most interesting episode to date. People are going to be like,
Our apologies.
How are they going to decorate their rooms?
but like,
I want
like,
mine
we're
in-
really interested.
I'm excited about it.
I want mine to have just a fireplace right in the middle, just smoking up the whole thing, just Viking style, and lots of furs.
That's
very
that's a
smoky,
fire
very
pit
rainy.
for Ezra.
Yep.
Pit place combo. Even Seredan.
With the tub.
Yes.
The tub.
I would
It's very-
you not like in addition, like you don't want them. Do you want a hot tub, perhaps?
Well,
Like we could heat the
Remember,
tub.
there's only
Naturally,
5,000
yes.
gold.
Kilobex is sitting underneath it.
Yeah.
some
Oh.
bubbles.
I want an in the
Kilobags.
floor bath.
If it's not warm enough.
I don't want to be
Come on.
able to step in and out. I just want to fall into it.
So the room below you, the guest room, has just a big bathtub shape.
Yeah, just
Not
Yes.
And it's leaky.
right by the window. Right by the window.
Right over the wall, right over the bed.
Floor to ceiling.
If possible, I'd like
We're
to mix
making all kinds of.
blackout curtains and a sensory deprivation tank.
I'm not
Have
sure
you
what
ever
that last
done
one
one
is.
I have.
Think
I'd
of
be
like
scared
think of like
of
a
fire.
big
I was
stone
pretty scared.
coffin full of water.
My own brain is
Exactly.
Too
Pretty sure
scary.
like I was dragged under by these invisible hands.
Oh,
That's
no.
where I would go. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah. Anyways,
When you're left with
Quite
the void starts biting back.
Well,
That's
you're
what
just
I'm kind of
there with your own thoughts, like, and you're supposed to like not think about things.
yeah, how can you not?
I've heard people, if you're in there for too long, they start to go a little bit like.
Yeah,
It's
you
pretty
can,
creepy.
You
and
do
then
start to
like,
hallucinate
you
because
just
your
be
brain
laying
has
there,
no input, so
and
it
then
starts to do
you
its
try to,
own.
like
you know,
own thing and
bonk
make
to
it
one of the
stuff.
sides, and you would open your eyes and you'd be like completely not where you started. It's
Like
weird.
turn around.
Yeah, like completely turned around. It's pretty trippy.
How is that possible? Is it like
They're
was it
big.
like-
They're
oh,
big.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
They're
not
like
just
eight-
like
they're like 8
it's
by
not
8 or
just
10 by
like
10.
a,
They're-
an iron lung size.
No, it's not a coffin.
Just put you in a water-filled coffin.
There, that's what Victor wants, a water-filled coffin. Perfect.
Perfect.
Holy water filled coffin.
Yes.
I feel like you would like one of those.
I would.
Yeah,
Yeah, I for sure would. I've been meaning to try.
So was there anything else?
I'm sure there will be more, but let's go.
We'll make a list. We'll
course.
get it to you.
Well, I mean, he waves a hand at
Right.
the book. And he says, well, shall we? And he leads you up to level 6, which is the aviary. It's a large complex of nesting nooks and windows that hold a myriad of birds.
There's the rock room.
Colby said there used to be a lot more exotic birds in here, but unfortunately Tuscadia fell out of the hobby, so she sold most of them off for other things. We do have a few exotics. Mostly it's pigeons these days. They enjoy the area. Don't worry, it's all of the walkways are magically cleaned and sealed, so nothing can get through. And then he leads you down and kind of through until you arrive at another door, and he says, and this is the prize of the aviary. And he swings the door open to reveal a little bit of a vertigo feeling because it's kind of a sheer cliff, and it almost looks like this cliff rising out of mist. And he points at a particular spot, and you see a quartet of griffins nesting up there. There is kind of an older one that is bald eagle colors, kind of that the white head and the golden feathering. And then two that look like they're just normal adults, not too old, not too young, that sort of thing. One of them is the same color as the older one, and the other one is kind of this gray with black spots. And then the fourth is a smaller one that looks probably about a year or two old, and it just is flying around, and it's the same color as the black and
Were
gray
these
one.
the griffins
And
that
one of
Ezra
them is a
rode?
female.
These are the griffins that you guys rode
Okay.
in
And
the
it's also
tower.
the griffins right from the Littlest Hopes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
One of them is.
Oh, those
Sorry,
are rocks.
no, sorry. The griffin. It's not the griffins that Ezra rode.
Okay.
No.
They're
Ezra
the
didn't know
ones that
about
the
these
Littlest
ones.
Hopes did.
Yeah. These are the ones that the Littlest Hopes did to get the keys.
I
So.
mean, just think, you go and rent a bunch of griffins and realize that you already had some at home.
I was on
Were
a
you in
rush.
need? Well, I mean, to be fair, these griffins are not tamed and rideable at this time. You can, if you have the dedication. Tuscadia never did.
I would love to work with them.
She's the voice of the wild.
I do need a new broom.
Interesting. What is that?
Well, I speak on behalf of several deities.
Oh, impressive.
Thank you. Including the Baba Yaga.
I've heard of her.
Have you?
Yes.
Yes, Ezra
She's
knows
mean.
her well.
Yeah, she's not nice.
Well then, we will arrange a time that you can meet them formally. And no, there are no brooms in the area. Unfortunately, there are no.
I'm just thinking
brooms.
a griffin.
There's one, but it's like the snitch. You gotta catch it.
Just need a griffin that can't. It doesn't have to breathe. It fits in my bag of holding.
And then he
like
leads
a
you up to the top
contact
level of the
spell.
tower, the last level, the 7th level, if you want to call it, which is dedicated to Tuscadia's study and laboratory. I guess your study and laboratory. The study is an immense set of bookshelves with many books of varying subjects, from the hobbies that Tuscadia collected to legends about Aneria and beyond. There are also a few curios set up on pedestals here, including a reptilian skull that is labeled as Small Dromaeosaur, White Bone Mesa, a platinum coin that flips itself into the air as you watch, spiraling and shifting until it lands back on the padded display as a shiny copper instead, and is listed as X Change. Yep. There's a small aquarium with yellow goop inside that is labeled as Mother Jelly. There is also a statue of 4 obsidian eye stalks curling up from the base of the piece to stare down at a marble depiction of a man and woman laying together, with each eye capped with a precious gem, either an emerald, a ruby, a sapphire, or a topaz. This piece is labeled with Eyes in the Abyss. And finally, there is a bell jar covering a hovering shard of mirror glass, marked only with the words, "Do not open."
I feel like we have to open that. What would happen, Kilobags?
I'm not sure.
Well, I don't want to try
Didn't
today.
we get? Did the Littlest Hopes tell us about the Kraken thing?
The Littlest Hopes did not tell anybody about that. That was part of their deal with Tuscadia.
Gilbix, tell me, how much do you know about the library you have here?
I am aware of every book that is in here.
Is there anything here on Hasmonday?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm not familiar with that place.
Can you also add to the requisition list a couple books worth of signatures that I might be able to use to bind the book.
Oh, of course. You were looking to write a book of your own?
Of sorts, to get it at least out of my head onto paper.
Of course. That should be easy enough. And he points over to a shelf that kind of has some open books that are full of blank pages on them. And then he waves over to the set of double doors that open up into the laboratory, complete with every type of tools, smithing, brewing, alchemist tools.
I pull out a hammock and start hanging it out. This is my room.
It doesn't have any sort of mystical components for enchanting, but all of the tools are there. And then there's also a large set of sliding doors along one wall, easily 20 feet across. And when you open it, it reveals the Aurelius River and Salzburg below. And he goes, and that is the dower.
Should we touch the last thing?
I'm serious about
Not today,
putting
probably.
a
But I won't.
hammock in here and spending my time up here.
Sure.
Feel free to take one of the other rooms downstairs. All of you can knock down a wall.
Yeah.
Everyone can have 3 big rooms.
As long as when you touch the thing that says don't touch, then we are there.
Oh, of course. We got to find out what it is first. Perhaps there's something in one of these books.
For science.
Is there by chance a sand thing that takes time from you? Because I need to read all these.
I'm not familiar with that. Well, if there was nothing else, I will leave you to your devices. If you need me, you can just call.
We'll see you at dinner time?
If you would like me to be there, yes. Typically, the servants would just serve you.
Oh, well.
What time is it?
It's probably around mid-afternoon at this point, so not quite
Sure.
not quite to sunset yet.
Just enough time for a nice time before dinner.
Of course.
Also, if possible, if there could be a small part of the aviary kind of cleared out a little bit, I'd like to see if I can acquire some butterflies. And he'll make eye contact with Bolt, but he wants to say it quiet enough that Bolt can't hear. Say it.
Perception check.
Yeah, I want to perception check. Come on.
Special.
That's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
Special butterflies.
It's okay, Victor. I that does not cause me any trouble or any
good.
distress anymore.
Good.
I still don't like the little bastards, but
They can be
like
nice.
you can talk about them. It's fine.
Okay.
As long as they're not the poison. Are you the poison ones?
He winks at Kilomex.
I'm gonna feed him to the jelly.
I'll let, as we go back down, I'll let Expert out in the aviary.
Okay.
Let him
Yeah.
kind of make a...
Yeah,
And
he
immediately the
roost.
griffins dive and eat them.
Well, they're behind that door.
Yeah, they're
Foreshadowing.
whatever. Expern does kind of roost in an area near the top. And there's a couple other birds, and he quickly sort out a pecking order with Expern on top. So yep. Again, it's mostly pigeons right now.
They all have
One
googly
comes
eyes.
somehow Callisto made it.
One pigeon tries to take
Yeah,
the top and
Callisto
just-
is here. Yep, and she's already settled in with her with the baby chicks that she had with Goldie. So yeah. Yeah. Well, dinner or the bath passes.
Yes.
Nice and relaxing. Everybody can unload their
Give yourself a
gear.
bath check.
Yeah. How
That
clean
Use,
are
use
you?
one of your potions of
Yeah, do you-
bath or whatever it is.
The bath
Oh, yeah.
potions are for the
Bubble bath?
road.
Yeah.
They're not
That's
for
right.
yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, after a nice bath and getting freshened up and everything, you come down to a wonderful dinner. It is it's a salmon dinner with some kind of like chopped up lemon and a little bit of like sprig herbs and things like that. So yeah,
Delicious.
it is pretty good. And if you do like call for him, Kilobix will show up.
Do we have Chateau Marlene?
Yes, there is a probably about a 5-year-old Chateau Morlaine.
It's a white, probably, to go with the fish.
Yes.
Yep, and as you like pop the cork, it spirals out in kind of a storm cloud, and kind of snows itself into the glass before becoming the white wine. Yeah, because Morlaine's got to be different every time.
That's right.
It's quite good.
I just pull out the jug of Rock Hopper Clan vodka.
Perfect.
Cleans you out.
Turpentine.
While we're here, I would just like to take a moment to tell each of you how much I appreciate you. It's been wonderful being part of this family.
I concur.
Agreed.
Here, here.
I mean, minus the fact that we're, the most wanted enemies in an area. Yes, been quite
That,
good.
I think that sort of adds to the whole allure.
I,
Maybe a bit.
I've been in an area for a long time at this point, and you all are the first group of people I've met who have treated me like a friend, and not just some construct or something to try to tickle their fancy or display in their cabinets. And I really appreciate that.
Here, here, of course.
If you were a construct, though, the code word would be Sere is so cute.
Yeah, kill all humans. That's my trigger word.
Nobody here is a human, though. So
Well,
That's true.
I start marching outside.
I never much cared for humans.
Automaton goes on rampage.
Also, your adopted sister in Terabon just kind of chilled down her spine.
Well, I guess not the only ones, but yeah, the majority of the denizens of an area don't seem to treat me as a person, and you saw that with Adria. I mean, sometimes it works out to my advantage, but most of the time it's kind of hurtful. I do appreciate it.
Well, her ugly teeth are rid from the world.
Her teeth are very ugly now. I made sure of that. Even after the fact. Oh,
Oh,
look.
worse.
By the way, I did do a little research about angels because you asked what happens to them when they die. They just die.
They're not like devils. They don't recreate.
No, they don't reconstitute in their home plane. They just
It's like,
they just get burned away.
like a Rakshasa or any of those.
That's a good thing for us.
It is.
We don't want her coming back. So, we have 2 days before Casca said he'd be ready, right? I don't know about everybody else. I'd love to do some shopping, perhaps tomorrow. We've got time.
Sounds good.
Sounds wonderful.
A couple of things I'd like to buy.
I'm a little concerned about Callie and Helm. They haven't arrived yet. I would like to maybe even go out tonight and try to find them.
I'll go with you.
Right, we could join you. See what the nightlife is like in Salzport.
We hear good things about this place called the Bilge Pump, but I've never been there myself. It could be a piece of crap for all we know.
There are also a lot of other like dance halls, gambling halls. Like Salzport is kind of a pleasure town.
Places you could go get the massage.
It's not a bad idea.
Ezra could use a massage.
No, for the other reasons, but yes. No, not those reasons. The other. I'll just pull out the coin. Remember?
Right.
Information. But yes, a massage would be great.
Why don't we finish up eating and get some stuff together and we can head out?
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's go.
See what we can find.
Yeah. So you finish up dinner, and just about at the end of it, Kilbex actually appears, and he goes, I apologize for interrupting your dinner. There is someone at the door.
Did they say who they were?
They did not.
What do they look like?
What do they taste like?
What do they smell
What do
like?
they smell like?
I do not have a nose or a mouth, so unfortunately,
How are you speaking to us now, then?
magic.
Can you magically smell them?
No.
Hey,
Thanks for reminding
we'll have to
me.
work on that.
Are we construct shaming?
She is rather small, halfling, I believe. Although there is a creature trailing behind her, a large one.
Oh, that might be Callie. I will go check, and I'll go to the front door.
Okay. And Kilbex kind of melts away from the dining hall and then reappears at the front door and waves it open. And sure enough, Callie's standing there, and Helm is kind of leaning down and looking around.
Oh, friends, come on in.
Thank you.
We have some food if you're hungry.
Yeah, I actually am. Helm's like, I'm all right.
You want
I figured.
And he kind of like crawls and squeezes through
I
the
do have
door.
something for you. And I'm actually going to get a glass for him and get some of that Rockhawker clan vodka.
Okay.
Because it doubles as a solvent.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna sniff it, and he's gonna spend some time like smelling. He goes, this is powerful stuff.
If we had a whole cask of that, we could have used that over the oil, and it probably would have been better.
Oh, yes, actually. He looks down at Kilobix almost like he wants to test out how flammable this stuff is. And then he thinks better.
And I do introduce him. This is Kilobix, our homunculus friend who helps care for the tower.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. And Callie's already in the dining. Callie's already in the dining room. They've set out a plate for her, and she's scarfing it down.
Callie, did you get the rings?
Yeah, and she pulls out a communication ring and hands it to you. And she puts one
I
on
would
herself.
assume they already have
Yes.
their...
Mm-hmm. Callie's is a little bit. It's a little ballista.
Okay.
Is her symbol, and then obviously she didn't set your symbol. But you kind of, when you attune, or not attune to it, but attune to it, you set your symbol.
Yeah, mine will actually literally be a little bolt.
Okay. Perfect.
Bolt.
No.
Right.
And then we
Exchange numbers. Exchange numbers.
Yeah, mine's just a bow now.
How many can it hold?
10.
This newfangled technology. Don't trust it.
Alrighty. And Callie just starts eating again. She's like, sorry about that. I just had to check out the Arcanum. They're kind of in shambles right now.
Good.
When was the last time you ate?
I had some food just before I rescued you.
Oh dear.
And I mean, obviously, like, we had some rations
Kilobix,
on
please, whatever she wants. Any food or drink.
Of course.
So, in shambles, you say? Tell us
Yeah, they're basically just all of their presence in the city is pretty much gone, which for Southport wasn't much because this is kind of a free town. But they've kind of just consolidated around their tower that they have here, their little watch post, and they're just holding up there for now.
Is there a Justicar in Southport? or-
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Probably need to adjust a car.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we need to
Upset.
exterminate all the
Beheadings all around!
remaining.
Drag him into the city
remaining
square.
Arcanum.
Cake. Well, the people will probably take care of them themselves.
Yeah, the people in Southport really never liked the Arcanum here anyway, so I'm sure that matter will kind of go one way or the other.
We should keep an eye out just in case some enterprising gangs or groups decide to
Try
To
move
fill the
them
power
over.
vacuum.
Yeah.
Some random ruffians.
We
Some
should
tiny mercenaries, some
we
tiny
should
mercenaries.
probably fill that power vacuum ourselves.
Right.
Have the right people do it, you know.
Sure. Is there an election in Southport?
Victor,
Oh.
you are now the mayor of Southport.
Southport is run by a mayor. You guys have actually met him before, not like face to face, but he was one of the judges actually of the Six Hills Brew Bash competition. Yeah, Ignis.
As you are
Miss
looking
Sal.
around, have you come across any other people that might have escaped from the Arcana? I'm particularly interested in a small goblin named Pesky.
No, although I hear that the tower is pretty much in shambles right now. Half of it's not under Arcanum control, so maybe they're holding up there still.
The beacon tower.
Yeah, sorry, the beacon.
Well, I
Out
suppose
on the town?
we don't need to go looking for your friends any longer, but we could explore or just get a good night's sleep. I don't know what you want to do.
I don't think I'll do much sleeping. That'll be too much on my mind.
Sorry.
We can let's all go for a walk then. Night
Callie,
of
if
Roxbury,
you-
What is Love starts playing.
Of course. Of course it
Yeah.
would. Oh my god.
Make sure to wear your nice shoes this time.
All right.
Callie,
Tear off.
if you and Helm would like to join us, you're more than welcome. Or if you would like to stay here and rest, we can have Kilobix sit you up in one of the guest rooms.
I think I'm gonna rest. I got a lot of tinkering that I need to do. Most of my stuff was taken from me, and I got to recoup it. So,
Okay.
And I was like, I don't like wandering around this city.
Fair enough.
The streets are small.
Everything is small compared to you.
Fair.
All right. Well, I think if everyone's ready, let's head out.
Let's go.
Let's see. How strong was the rock hopper?
You're okay. As you're about to leave, Kilbix does appear and he says, I shall keep the tower just running as usual. I'll take care of this Callian helm as requested. Also, did you want to read those missives before you left?
Oh, yes.
Right.
So he kind of snaps his fingers a few times, and a hand carrying it, or a tray comes in and hands it off to you, or a glove. There are 3 different ones. One of them, you open it up, and it is from a woman named Leah Horineth, from Ferdin and Gathora, the law offices that handled the tower, the transfer of the tower. It's basically an introduction and declaration that if you have any legal needs, she would be more than happy to represent you as her client.
What was her name again?
Leah Horineth.
I wonder if we need, if we might have need of
Representation.
legal assistance after
We could put her on retainer.
setting fire to the
Technically,
Allegedly.
Helm did that technically.
killing the leader of the Tower of Order.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Well, it might
Sorry,
be
Helm.
nice.
You're the scapegoat.
Could you hide in the cellar for the next little bit?
It might be nice to have someone actually look at my contracts instead of winging it.
These are terrible. It's like a blind man wrote these.
It's like, oh, no. This would never hold up in court.
The next one it's a simple invitation and coupon for Mungo's magnificent mansion, along with a 20% off a single item or special request.
Special request.
Well, that sounds fascinating.
What is Mungo's magnificent mansion?
I don't know. Never heard of it.
Does it say anything on the,
It gives you the address, and it says Magic Emporium.
Oh, we should go check it out.
I'll take the legal one and put it in my legal stuff.
Okay. And then the last is another formal letter, but this one is an open invitation for lunch at the Manor of Ignis Sol. Speaking of, the Mayor of Solsport.
All right. Was there a certain date, or was it
It's just
like
an open invitation.
invitation?
Like, contact my people, and that kind of thing. So
What about,
Kilbex, you should respond to this letter.
Maybe tomorrow?
For lunch.
yeah.
I'm free. Are you free? Are you free?
Free?
I
No,
think we're free.
suppose I
Free.
could make some time.
I think I've got the massage or something, but I can.
I will
You
send
can,
a
push
carrier.
you can move
pigeon.
things around,
I can
just like the massage.
And that's it. I think that I will keep everything going and start work on your special requests as well.
Thank you, Kilbex.
Thank you.
You've been very helpful.
That's
Right.
what I'm here for. And you guys can head out. So there's a lot to do this evening, or there's a lot to do basically over the next 2 days. Solsport is a bustling town. There's, like I said, there's dance halls, there's gambling halls. There are certain vistas and restaurants that kind of overlook. They're in the water overlooking Deepwell, but not actually in Deepwell itself. So it's kind of a sort of like a bubble restaurant area. So if you want to visit there, you can.
Yeah.
Also, whatever else you want to do around the city, I'm sure you can find it here. Or if you just want to do some studying or tinkering or anything like that.
We're going dancing.
We're going dancing.
Okay.
I'm going to try and sneak away and find a tuition place.
Okay.
Roll stealth check.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a 25.
I rolled an 18 plus perception.
Who the hell's Ezra?
4. Oh, okay.
That's how bad I rolled.
Was it another nat
It
one?
was a 3.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna bother.
You go dancing.
Yeah.
I was just kidding. Even if I beat you, I'd have been like,
So
I'd have been like,
Ezra, did you get your nice? Where'd Ezra go? All right. Can I go dancing with you guys? All right.
You are
all I
knife
know is the
dancer after all.
robot. Sorry.
What is the
You guys are walking normally, and I'm knocking my head there all the way there.
I only know the Warforged, not the robot. The Warforged.
Okay, so the rest of you go dancing. Is Bolt going? Where is Bolt heading?
No, I think Bolt is going to go do some research in the
I'm super fidgety.
Okay.
the bell jar room.
Okay,
If it bothers you, I can-
the
No, it's
study.
fine.
Yeah, the study.
Yeah, I'm
Try to figure out. I want to try to figure out
It's like
like
a
what the
coach.
mother jelly is. So I had the mother come. Or what the shard is.
Okay. Is there one in particular that you want to focus
The shard.
on?
That's
shard?
probably the one that
Okay.
piqued my interest.
Now
the most.
here's the question: is do you take the top off of the bell jar?
No.
Okay.
Because it says do not open.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to try to find out why I shouldn't open it
Okay.
first.
All right. Yeah, that'll probably take you some time, so you can start researching that. So Bolt basically is like, yeah, kind of starts wandering with you, and then he realizes, no, you know what? I don't want to go dancing, and then just kind of excuses himself and heads on back to the tower.
I just stop mid.
All right, Bolt, are you ready to
Stop walking and they just
The boat's
keep
gone
going.
too. What the hell?
Sorry, Vicky. Looks like you're our third wheel.
We'll still dance with you. Oh, or we'll find someone for you to dance with.
I like that idea.
You use your knife dancing skills on him.
Finally, you will.
I'll teach them the finer points of dancing.
No.
The dance of death.
You're gonna kill somebody?
About the dance of blood.
Serious all the time.
So let's.
You are
go
now
ahead.
pregnant with my child. But how? It is the mystery of the dance.
It's the mystery of the dance.
Then you throw confetti and walk away.
It's a Simpsons quote.
Wow, I didn't know. Is that
how it works in Aneria?
Yeah.
Just tell them and they are.
Yep.
Apparently.
So let's go ahead
Instead
and
of the
start
birds
with.
and the bees, you talk about the knife and the confetti.
Right.
Let's start with Ezra.
All right.
You do find a temple. It's not too hard, or a monastery. It's not too hard because if you start asking around, people will direct you right to it. It is called, let's see, what I name it? The Monastery of the Iron Will. And you can pretty much tell as you approach that it's one that teaches the hang discipline, and as such, its warriors and statues are wearing visages and depictions of owl bears. Basically, they deal with
Cute.
big brute hang. Yep, Heng. It's basically
There's
one of
lots
the
the
styres.
letters.
Yeah, they do a lot of like ladder. Oh, sorry. Those
It's just that.
are the evening bells. Yeah. Basically, it's very much like an overpowering attack style. Like if you learn that way.
Cool.
Sounds like some bolt.
So as you approach,
Wonderful.
there's a couple. There's just a couple warriors standing out there, and they will turn their heads towards you. And as soon as they see you, they give you a nod of respect and say, "Welcome, traveler."
Hello. Looking for master of this monastery.
That would be. Where's his name? I should put these better. That would be Tarek.
Tarek.
He is the Zhang. Yep. He is specifically. They say that he's a Wei Zhang, which is dealing with like clubs and maces. But a Zhang is. It's not the highest level. It's not a Shen, which is master rank. But I think it's the one just below master. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this Tarek available to speak to?
And they sit there for a moment, and one of them nods, and the other one heads in and goes, "Wait, please." And after a few minutes, the second one comes back and waves you on in.
All right. Go in there.
So you enter in, and you come face to face with a hobgoblin, actually, in a kind of that same standard.
Sorry. I heard hot goblin.
A hobgoblin.
Hot goblin.
He's got kind of whatever hair he's got is gray. He looks older. Back at the dance hall.
Yeah. That's one of the songs. in
that's
this
what
song.
we're dancing. Goblin.
It just like cuts really quick
fast
to
and then
Ezra,
comes back.
and then it goes back to the goblin, to Ezra.
But he's standing there, and you can see like strapped to his back is one of those like really large spiked war clubs. And he nods and he says, "To what do we owe the honor of receiving a traveler this evening?"
Well, I was in town. Thought I'd pay tribute to the temple. To the monastery. I'm also in need of guidance.
Of course, that is why we have the monasteries.
One free guidance a day.
Please,
My name is Ezra.
I am Tarek.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Tarek.
Would you like to adjourn for some tea?
Sure.
Of course.
He sounds like an Alfred
Tea.
from like Batman. Take one.
Of course.
Might be poison.
So he does take you into kind of a back room and to a kind of a formal setup for tea, and pours it. And there's no talking while he while he kind of preps everything. And then once the tea's in front of you, he says, please, speak freely.
I don't know how much I can say without giving away too much, but I have not been an honorable Tushan. I fear that I no longer embrace the Tushan ideals, or at least I'm not a good model of them.
I see. That's unsettling.
I have made dark alliances in secret for personal gain, and I have caused havoc and mayhem across Aneria.
Does your alliance have the possibility to threaten the innocent?
Yes.
Why did you make this alliance?
To save my friends.
That is an honorable goal, though I doubt the way you went around it would be considered honorable. However, coming to us and telling us of your troubles means that you're willing to atone for it. Was that correct?
Yes.
We have very clear rules, as you know, about honor. And he kind of waves a hand, and a servant that you didn't even notice in the room steps forward, carrying a scroll case, and sets it on the ground, almost as if they were anticipating this.
That was a blindfold.
He goes, while your recent deeds are grievous, the fact that you came from a place of concern, and the fact that you are willing to atone, means that you're not beyond hope. But let's not... excuse me. Hold off on the flute.
You told me to practice, sir.
But let's make no mistake, you are tarnished, Ezra. Marred by your choices in a way that you may not even know. So atonement is required. He waves his hand to the scroll and he says, as with all those seeking to reclaim their honor, the scroll in front of you begins blank. Seek to aid those in need and fulfill the tenets of the Tushan path. Ask for no payment in return from the innocent, except for them to write their names and your deeds in this scroll. And as it becomes black with names, your soul is lifted from the darkness. Right. And once you have filled the page, bring it back to me and I will honor your redemption.
I accept.
Until then, you will not be able to advance in your cause, and you should avoid Tushan monasteries.
Understood.
They have a kill on site order for now.
And with that, he nods, and then he stands up and turns and leaves. He doesn't. He kind of does a quick turn to.
Is this a bad
turn
turn
his
to
back
ask
to you.
if you can validate parking?
My owl is just outside. But he will not, like, he won't give you a goodbye or anything like that. And after he's gone, maybe about a minute, you can finish your tea, and then one of the warriors come in. They release the hounds on. There's an attack!
I have to run away.
Stop it.
No.
We need a
Yep.
studio.
Be fun. All right. Yeah, I'll finish my tea. Just leave.
Okay, yeah. If you take too long, or there's already a warrior escorting you out, but they're not forceful about it, but they're not warm about it either. So.
All right, and then I'll pick up the trail and try and meet everybody at the dancing club.
Okay. Hot Goblin has ended.
Love that song.
And Pinball Wizard has started, but it is actually just called Pinball Wizard.
It's about a wizard, like a real wizard.
Who likes to
Yep.
play pinball.
Which is just a weird little game where you throw a ball between two stones and watch it.
Yeah, you cast levitate on some stones, and then you have
Yeah.
to navigate it through.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a fine little dance hall like that you guys found. It's not anything too fancy. It's on the upper level though, so it's It's got a lot of people in fancy dresses in it that are much nicer than even the clothes that you got from the Ruby Oasis. Obviously, those were just like hastily made, but these are like actual nobles wearing clothing and everything. But it's more about like the teenage nobles, right? Where they're just kind of like, yeah.
Is this the Footloose town?
It's the Footloose town. Yeah.
Night dancing is not allowed.
And about so Victor, actually, let's talk about Victor and knife dancing a little bit here. Do you have your knives with you? Always? Are any of them visible on your person at this point?
I'd say they're probably just they're I'm not hiding them, but they're
Like, do you have like one like strapped to your hip or anything?
I'd basically have like these kind of arm straps with the little kind of things on them, and then probably like one or two on my side.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as Seredan and Eve are dancing to a wonderful rendition of Johnny Be Good, which is about a paladin, by the way. One of the other dancers comes over. He stumbles over and he goes, "Hey, that's a pretty cool knife." And he's just going to reach his hand out and grab one of your knives.
No.
Pulls out his lightsaber.
I attempt to cut off his finger.
What was your attack roll there?
That would be a 14 plus my 9 on my attack roll. I'm pretty sure it's
23.
Okay.
23.
Yeah, you definitely cut off his finger, and he collapses to the ground, shouting in pain. Which finger do you cut off?
I'll take out his pinky finger.
Okay.
Just because.
Yeah, the music, the bars kind of stop their song in the middle of it, and everybody just kind of looks over.
Touch my knives.
Do we notice?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
like everybody's noticing at this point.
Bad idea for the third wheel.
And that's about the time that you come in.
Open the doors. Hey, everybody.
They'll like turn to you and then back to you.
Just close the door.
I'll pick up his finger off the thing and say, "You dropped this."
And he's gonna like take it while like holding his other hand.
Help that situation with a little bit of
Yes. I'm so sorry.
What is his problem?
It's his knives. It's very
he
disrespectful.
had his broom stolen recently.
To touch another man's knife.
Without consent. Yeah.
Did it get cut off?
I mean, I saw it coming, but it was still just as funny.
So if you would like, I think it's lesser restoration because you have the finger.
Yeah.
Sure. I think I might have that if you don't.
And
I do.
Okay.
Allow me
No, I don't.
to assist you.
Sure, and he hands you his bloodied hand.
Forgive
The
me,
finger.
everyone.
Victor,
It brings
who has the
business- I give it to him.
Oh.
Yeah,
It brings
he hands you the
business.
finger.
Please go about your duties.
Go-
Enjoy the
go
party.
about your drinks.
Don't touch my
Hey,
knives.
Eve, put it on just a little crooked. Because
It's like
just a teeny bit.
You're not
bends
here.
this way.
Like just like a.
You're bad
It's just the
advice.
bolt inside of
Every
me.
time he closes his
I do
fingers,
it.
his
I
fingers
put it on
go this way.
backwards.
It bends the wrong way.
No, his
Every time he
fingernails on this side.
So gross.
So
When he does this, it's like tick, tick, tick.
once you heal
I put it on the right way.
Yes, you put
for
it-
the record.
once you fix him up, he like stumbles out of the dance hall like pretty quickly. He wants to get out of there.
Before, I guess, as he's starting to stumble away, I'm Victor, by the way.
He doesn't even like respond.
Oh, tough crowd.
Ricky, no dismembering people.
He touched my
They're
knife.
total, he tried to. You could have
Exactly.
You could have stopped him like
Just-
with your hands.
Just think, if he touched the knife, he'd be dead. It's simple.
Right. So next time, just sort of deflect the blow, step back, say, actually, that's really sort of a faux pas amongst my people. Rather
Come on,
than
Vicky, don't listen to him. And I'll take you to go get a drink.
People are a lot more
I'll have
wary
him
of
getting
Victor.
elected in a way.
Exactly.
So, you want to dance? No, you don't want to walk away.
All the girls are scared of you.
Yep.
I don't know. Now he's a bad boy.
There's like 3
That's
girls
true.
that are super into you.
They're just watching you from the corner and biting their lower lips. All of
Biting
them.
their upper lips.
They're orcs.
Those
They're
are
orcs. Yeah.
nice teeth over there. Very nice. First nice set of teeth I've seen in months. Anyways.
Excuse me.
We have lovely teeth. Thank you very much.
They're not orc teeth.
Oh.
I don't like them. They're weird. They're too straight.
Do
Tiny.
Aneria orcs have
Kind of like little Tic Tacs.
like World of Warcraft tusks?
Tick
Or no?
tacks. Gross.
I don't know. Probably like a little tusk. Yeah,
Oh.
a little tusky.
Angry orphan noises.
They're a little Daniel Radcliffe and Tusk.
Attract all the women.
Not all the women. There's plenty that are like,
3 of the women.
no thanks. I don't want to get my hand cut off.
Do you want to ask one to dance?
No, I want a drink
All right.
until I fall asleep, and then you can carry me home.
That's fair. I thought you were going to leave me high and dry. So
I'll buy drinks. I'll just pop down like 100 gold to see what we can, how effed up we get.
I'll nod over to the ladies
Enough
and say,
to realize that
Yeah, I mean, if you're inviting the 3 orc women, we'll come over and start
"This is my
flirting.
friend Ezra."
Yeah, I really like the way that you cut that guy's hand off. Was it a hand?
It was just a pink. It was just a pink.
Maybe next time.
Have you heard of knife dancing before?
Oh yeah, are you a knife dancer?
I am a knife
He's
dancer.
the best knife dancer I've ever seen.
you're so drunk though it comes out.
No, I'm a great wingman.
Yeah.
It's part of my character flaws. It's right here. Great wingman. I mean, I'm not making this up.
What about Eve and Seredan? What do you
Oh, I don't know. I'm just dancing.
just dancing? Okay, perfect.
Sexy dancing.
And
Maybe a little sexy dancing.
It's like a salsa.
Mm.
oh yeah, they do start up a nice salsa. Yep.
Lots of
Because again,
hips.
these are like nobles, so a lot of them know these type of dances. So yeah.
Do we
I
know
was
those
I was raised in the court.
Yeah, Seredan absolutely
yeah.
does.
Follow
But if
me.
it's not a
I can
if it's
lead.
not a jig,
I can lead.
Eve might
I
not
can
know
lead.
it. Yeah.
I'll teach you the steps.
Okay.
And then Bolt, you get up to the top of the tower, and you actually hear clanging coming from your workshop.
Oh, I'm gonna go check it out. Open the door.
Callie is in there, and she is like currently working on something. And she stops and turns around when she sees you, and she says, "Oh, sorry, I kind of stole your workspace."
Oh, no problem. What are you making?
Oh, I'm just trying to get my gauntlets back. And she waves at a pair of metal gauntlets that she's working on. She says, "I had a few like tricks on them, and they got taken. So I've just found a new pair and just working on it."
Well, if you'd like any help, let me know. I'm actually just going to be in the study over here.
Sure, yeah, I'll let you know.
There's some weird stuff in here that I want to.
I saw that. Which one interests you the most?
The shard.
Okay, the statue is the one that really creeps me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
The,
intriguing.
the shard reminds me of something, and I can't remember. Can't remember what, but I'm hoping I can find out.
Yeah, let me know if you need any help. Basically, that's the Artificer equivalent of like good friendship is, you need help? No, do you need help? No,
Yeah,
okay, I'm
yeah.
good. Yeah. But you both go working on your projects.
Do you need a screwdriver? No? Okay, okay.
No, I have
Sonic
3 already.
Oh, I meant a screwdriver.
A nightcap. Yeah. So
Yeah.
go ahead and give me like a knowledge check.
Can I do like an investigate? Try to find
Sure.
a book that might relate to
Yeah.
this. Ooh, that's 23.
Yeah, so you start like searching through things, and you're just kind of like grabbing books you think might be helpful. There's some that deal with like extraplanar things. Nothing really in there that matches what you're looking for.
This one's like 3.5E Monster Manual, 40
Mordenkainen's Multiverse of Monsters. That one's the newest version.
Volo's guide.
Yeah, Volos is the best.
No longer in print. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tome of Beasts.
You do find one that you think might be what you're looking for, but not exactly what you thought it might be.
Okay, I'll pull it out and start reading it.
Okay, it is a book of fables around Aneria.
Ooh.
And specifically, you turn to the page regarding the, I think it's called the Shattered Visage, which is an old tale about a wandering construct made out of the remnants of an airship that kind of wanders around the Pounceman Prairie. And every time it's, it's not really sighted, but there are the statues of its victims that are sighted around, animals, tribespeople, wasteland elves, that sort of thing. and the only thing that people can agree on seeing it from afar is that it looks like its head is sort of a shattered mirror that kind of floats above its body.
Oh, have we heard of this? When
You
we
may-
were out, when you got the unicorn horn. We were in the prairies, weren't we?
No, you
We're
were
in the
at
Oasis.
Oh.
Oasis, yeah.
no, you probably read about it on the World Anvil site.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
probably
there.
true.
Yep. But that's yeah.
I would it'll just be fascinating. I'll just keep reading this
Yeah.
late until the night.
Okay, perfect.
Cryptids of Aneria.
So the dance hall eventually closes.
Okay.
Does everybody stay until closing time, or do you leave early?
Is there? Yeah, I was just gonna say
Yes,
the same.
that is the last song that they sing. Is absolutely closing time. Mhm.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Ladies,
Dance in the night.
can you help me carry my friend? He's quite much heavier than me. I'm not that
Were you
strong.
talking to us or the orcs?
The orcs.
Okay.
I don't need your help.
Sure.
I think I need your help. I try to stand up and I fall over with a crit fail.
I don't need your help.
Table tips over.
One of the trio had to leave,
That's
but the
a
other
5
two.
with a -1 modifier for
It's
my
the
trying to pick him
trio.
up, so I have to ask for help. I'm legitimately. I'm not like being facetious and like.
It's like, I literally
back to my
can't
place.
do
No, it's like I can't pick him up.
Yeah. One of the three had to leave, but the other two kind of like take a moment as they like decide and kind of like murmur to each other, and then they swap places and go to one of you. So, they're gonna help you home.
And on the way, I will be drunkenly talking to Victor and be like, now I know what it's like to be banished. It was hard for you, huh?
What do you mean?
Hmm? Sleepy.
Banished.
That's what it's like to be banished.
You say that to the orc woman, and she's like, I don't know what
Okay,
he's talking about.
banished right now.
No, he's drunk. I don't know.
Well, what
And
did
then,
you-
are you two following along as well?
Yeah. I
Have
think
either of
we'll
you
keep
had
an
anything
eye.
to drink this evening?
I haven't.
Okay, except for the
We've just
Chateau
been
The
down.
Chalet.
chateau.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Some
don't
lovely-
drink
It's the
anything else.
only-
You will
It's
vomit.
the only wine we need.
So you're wandering along the streets, heading back up to the tower, and Seredan, you start to notice that there's a few more people kind of following behind you than expected.
Hey, boyos. We might have some company. Sharpen up.
I slap Ezra.
What?
What do you mean? I'm not. We're coming back to that.
How many does it seem like? Can I
There's
tell
probably
that might be
about
following
4 or
us?
5 behind you.
Okay. Can
And then you kind of like go around one of the corners, and there's 3 standing there. The one in the middle is somebody that you recognize. It's the gentleman that you cut the finger off of tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
And a couple other kind of big bruisery thugs with cudgels.
Okay.
Oh, look.
I'll
big,
stand up.
Tough guys, huh?
I'll step up to him and say, "I didn't get your name earlier, friend."
It's Lyric. Lyric Saul.
Lyric Saul.
Lyric salt. That's the sound you make when your throat gets cut. It sounds like.
Yeah, please forgive our friends. They've had a bit too much to drink tonight.
There's a lot to forgive your friends for, and I don't really think I can.
Pardon me, Saul, are you the relation to Ignis Saul, the mayor here?
He's my cousin.
Your cousin?
Well, uncle.
Oh.
Yeah. sorry.
Uncle cousin.
Yeah.
Which one?
Uncle.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good. We actually know him quite well. I mean,
Yes.
We're having lunch
We were-
tomorrow.
Give me I think it's a deception check, because while you have met him, you don't know him quite well.
You've got a high charisma score. Good enough.
let's see. Nope, I don't think so. 8.
Really, because I'm pretty involved in the whole court thing, and I've never seen you guys.
Okay, well, quite well was a bit of an exaggeration, but we've met him before and judged the brew bash competition with him.
Right, in 6 years. We actually plan on having lunch with him tomorrow. He's invited us over.
Probably shouldn't.
Victor's gonna stumble, dropping his knives.
Mhm.
At least 4.
Okay. Yeah, you can drop 4 knives.
Oh, I'm so clumsy. So clumsy. Is there a reason You have come. You want to see my knives once again?
No, I have come to take payment, as it were, for the slight that you visited upon me.
Listen,
He's
friend.
like, I undo my healing.
Listen, friend. First of all, again, we apologize for our friend here, Victor's abrupt and perhaps overly violent. Perhaps, Victor, you could apologize for what you did.
Yes.
But also,
Don't apologize.
There's a vein on my forehead, and I'm looking at Eve like,
You broke the tenets of
I
his
can't believe
religion.
that of the four of us, I'm the one trying to not get in a fight.
Isn't that so fun?
By the way, the orc ladies are gone at this
Okay.
point. Yeah, I took the
Oh,
opportunity to
shit.
skedaddle.
But in case my attempt at persuading you is, well, in vain,
Go ahead and roll me that persuasion check to start with.
believe me when I tell you that you really don't want to get involved in a fight with us. And that persuasion check is a 26.
Nice.
And he kind of cocks an eyebrow and he goes, "Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I kind of outnumber you." And as you turn around, you see like there were about 4 behind you before. Now there's 6.
Okay.
So the total.
1,
So 9 total.
7,
Yep.
9, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's
no,
pretty good.
No, there's
odds.
more. There's more. Each one of these. We've got Sandman. We've got Lynch. We've got. There's all these people here.
Look, I'm a reasonable man.
Clearly.
Let's just say one of those pretty knives, and we'll call it even.
Sure, you can have this one. I'm gonna throw it right at his face, and I'm gonna switch places with it and just punch him as hard as I can.
Okay, so right before it hits him in the face.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 17, and then I think my strength modifier is a -1. So what's my unarmed strike is a +3.
Okay.
You cast him
20.
twice.
31.
And I'll
You're just like,
be summoning my...
I'm not
Weapon
using
into my
lethal
hand.
damage.
Okay. We're not going to do a battle map for this because it is just a.
Blast.
So what was the total?
you can
That
you
is
slash
a
yourself.
20, dirty 20.
Bless myself.
Yeah, 20 will
Undo.
hit.
Undo.
And then the hit for a unarmed strike
I was like 1.
is literally 0.
Is your strength modifier. It's 1 plus your strength modifier.
Boom! Oh, he has such a strong jaw. I think I broke my hand.
Ooh.
Listen, let's talk about this.
Okay.
was
Yeah.
a sucker
So
punch, I'm sorry.
he reels back from the punch at least and kind of clutches his nose and rubs it, but it's not broken.
Who
And
would like to dance?
and the rest of them are going to rush in.
Back in the study. I wonder what those guys are up to. I get one of the harps to come up and play.
randomly.
Yeah.
All right. Just setting up this counter here.
No.
So go ahead and roll me those.
I mean, like, we're
initiatives.
not wearing our armor, right?
No, you are not.
So it's just 10 plus our dex.
Yep. And
Plus our dex.
Ezra
15.
probably doesn't have his weapon on him. I would say.
Probably not.
Yeah. I don't think Eve would have your weapon on you either.
If we were going out
Okay.
on the town, probably not. I mean, I'd probably at least carry my katana just
Yeah, you
as
probably
like,
yeah.
just in case, but my bow, no.
All the rich boys do.
Yeah.
Carry their sword.
Got a boot knife.
Yours is actually usable though.
Both
Yeah.
will not be appearing. Sir, not appearing in this combat.
Sure, not appearing in this film.
Victor, what is your initiative?
Terrible. That is
Well, you
a
took
11.
your turn already, right?
11. Yeah. I'm still recovering
Eve.
from my broken hand.
Oh, sorry. I'm not prepared. 3.
3. Seredan.
16.
And Ezra.
17.
17. So we start with Ezra tonight.
Alright. I will swipe at one of them with my katana.
Okay.
Crit!
All right.
Non-lethal damage, I hope.
Non-lethal. Yeah, non-lethal.
Are you just attacking one of the thugs behind you, or are you attacking?
I'm going for the leader.
Oh, you're going
If
for-
If
No,
we
I'm
can
ready
shut
for
him
this
down, then maybe everyone else goes.
Okay. So yeah. So Victor has punched him, and then you come around the corner.
9 damage.
9. Then that's with the crit, right?
Oh. No, that's not right.
And you're really drunk.
8. Yeah. 15, 20. So 20 damage.
Okay. So let's see here. So yeah, it's non-lethal damage, but you can go ahead and do something spectacular with this crit if you like, because he's dropping.
Yeah, I will feign like I'm gonna slash at him. When he cowers, I'll just bop him on top of the head.
Okay. And he just crumples to the ground.
Then I'll turn to the other ones. Anybody else?
And they sit there for a
You're
moment.
talking to a wall.
Anybody else?
Seredan, it is your turn next.
Okay.
Well, I still have another.
Oh, that's right. You do
I
have
have
two more
two more
attacks.
attacks.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're still menacing towards you. Yeah.
All right.
How many of them are there now?
There are
8.
8 total.
Swing at another.
2 in front.
That's a crit fail. So I smash a window with my katana. Oops.
Yeah. You hear a hey.
And then 29.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Margaret, the ruffians are at it again.
And
Oh,
that one's
dear.
going to be 9 damage.
Get the cricket bat.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, you kind of bash him in the side a little bit, hit him with the flat of the blade, that sort of thing. Seredan.
I'm so excited because I just took this spell today, and I was like, I wonder if I'll ever get to use it.
Calm
So
emotions.
are they all? Would you say that at this point they're all within 30 feet
Oh yeah.
of us?
Yep.
Fireball.
Okay. Yeah. Fireball. Non-lethal fireball, but fireball.
Just enough to warm them up.
No, I'm going to cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Oh, okay.
So everybody has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Including us.
Yes, including all of my allies, actually.
Okay. I'm assuming you are all probably
You get on
within 10
disadvantage.
feet.
Yeah, so you will have the +5 from
And what is
And
the
bless.
and your D4.
And bless.
It's a DC 16
Con.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh no, that's okay.
okay,
I can wake
I'm
you up.
sure
I
I'm
can wake
fine.
you up.
Okay.
But you also get, don't forget, you get
That's
bless.
So that's a 10 plus 11.
Yeah, you need
Plus your
16.
5. You get your 5 too.
It's already added.
29.
Okay,
29.
You're good. You're good.
They all
29?
failed.
Okay, so all of them are charmed,
Okay.
Goes back to normal.
and as a result, basically, Sere she'll just kind of look around and just be like, ah, and she'll sing this sort of hypnotic tune.
Okay.
And a flash of color appears in the air, and everybody's charmed and incapacitated
Okay.
for 1 minute.
All right.
That's right. Nobody messes with my friend.
And then now you can shake awake, they're stuck that way until somebody comes and shakes them awake. So I'll go over to Eve and
Just
just
coup de grace all.
I know I'm very hypnotic, but let's get out of here.
No, I just want to stare at the
and I'm just gonna be like, boys, we're leaving. Come on.
Okay.
You made your point.
Sleight of hand, can I see if he has anything in his pockets?
As you stumble to collect your knives.
Yes.
What's your check?
That is a 13 plus 14, so 20, 36, or 37.
So he has a pouch on him with 10 platinum pieces,
Yoink.
and he has a signet ring, and he was carrying a
Signet
rapier.
ring.
I'll leave the signet ring.
Okay, and then he has kind of a gilded handled rapier as well. One of those really fancy, intricate.
We are going to see his uncle tomorrow.
I'll take the. Can I plant the rapier by
What's
somebody
several
else so
years
that make it look
before?
like it was them, and then we'll leave.
I sure hope they didn't get any in trouble.
we should take the rapier and I give it to his uncle and say his stupid nephew left it out in the
That's not a bad idea. It's meant to be
Okay.
sort of a
Okay.
teach your
Yes,
cousin.
I like it.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
All right.
And we'll double time
I'll
it.
leave the
Back
ring.
to the
Take
top.
Yeah,
go.
all you hear as you
Bye.
leave is a bunch of. and one very upset older man whose window got busted.
He roll for him. See if you got him.
Oh, that's true. Yep. Sorry.
He's looking out
Hang
the
on.
window.
Commoner. Oh, he critted. He's coming after you.
Okay, no,
Aliens.
throw him.
I'll give him some gold. I'll
Okay.
give him I don't know, what's a window cost? Copper or something?
You
a couple
throw
coppers.
gold through the other window, break the other window.
No, I just toss it through the opening that I created.
Okay. And he goes, oh, it's raining money again.
Again.
Again,
Wow.
I'm gonna come back here.
We live in this place.
All right,
All's
let's go.
forgiven. Good luck.
Break my other window if you want.
Have a good night.
Tell
sir.
them sorry for punching him in the face when he wakes up. Bye.
I ain't talking to him.
That's a death wish.
Yeah. We'll
For him, at
This is a fun town, I would say.
Right.
We made friends with the neighbors.
Dallin does a really good fake drunk.
He really does.
And,
It takes one to know.
and as the rest of the Wayward Watch stumbles on home, we're going to go ahead and call it there for the evening. Next week. I wish it was tomorrow. Oh, that's right. Next week, we will have our little luncheon with Saul, Ignis. And
It's gonna be awkward.
yeah, it should be an entertaining time.
I, for
And
one, am
then-
looking forward to it.
You're already like, you're very excited. You're like
I'm getting.
ironing your...
I'm
your
getting my
yeah.
my
Getting shiny.
uniform.
Yeah, there's a couple hands that are like
Do we not
buffing
go bolt and then when we're sitting in the room, we're like, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
we almost killed this.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and go out there. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. If you want to support us, liking, commenting, subscribing, those are all great things. We do have a merch store. They've got some wonderful things in there, hats and cups and shirts, no underwear yet.
We also have donations on our podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that now. And thank you to Syrinscape, of course, for the evening's wonderful little sound effects that you may have heard in the background. The flute that we had to cut there because it was just too intense. It was
It's an intense flute
It
off.
was an intense moment.
The Yaz flute.
some flute. And join our Discord. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
always fun.
it's so
We've been
fun
having
in
a lot of fun conversations and everything. And until next time, have fun.
See you guys.
Yep.